it's LadyChann nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with Shan. It's the weekly wrap-up show. Yeah, and we've got special guests also joining us. Got co-host Kenny Ken in the building. Alongside, we will be having our special guest content creator, sporting icons in the building. So, why does this look so just looking? Hang on. That looks, I don't know if the screen is dirty. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I say, hey. Yeah, that look pretty dirty. I think it might be, do I look blurry on screen? Tell me if I look blurry on screen. Because on there I do. Hang on. This is why you got to have everything at your disposal, I guess. Oh, no, actually, I can use that one. Un momento. Hang on. Let me turn off the camera. Does that? Hopefully, because that looks blurry on that monitor. Ah, gosh. A bit warm, I tell ya. Okie dokes. Okay. Shan is reloaded. Lisa Bales, my sister, in the building. Josh in the building. Better. Yeah, I think I had a dirty cam screen or something. I don't know. The camera on the lappy was dirty. I don't know. Yeah, it looks clearer now. Yeah. Okay. I'm introducing. Introducing. Kenny! Ken! Ding. What's up, Ken? You're in the darkness there, lad.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got a pod mic. Yay!
Yeah, I don't know.
Can hear you loud and clear.
How do I come across on it?
Yeah, you sound like you're mic'd up.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, because it was bought for my birthday. And I thought, you know what? I put it in the wrong way.
Though. Do you know what? You're going to have to get a ring light or turn on a light or ring light and come down a bit into shot.
How's that?
Yeah.
Much
you're
better?
No, not much, but a little bit more, a little bit better.
That's better, yeah. I'm in the lights now.
Do you know what? I will send you a link, but on Amazon to get like this ring light, like 25 quid. We just all have them here. That faces us here. And it just helps us light up. Like I've got 3 lights, but I've got like one really powerful one and one normal one. So I manipulate the thingy so you can see me all lit up. Yeah.
Can you see the mic? Can you see the mic?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I can see the mic.
Oh, good stuff.
It's fine to see the mic. Yep, it's fine to see the mic, and we can hear you with the mic.
Good stuff.
Mike,
hey,
hang on.
Poor old Michael. You know, like he had a late substitute.
Oh, McKinson twice, didn't he?
Yeah. That's poor old him. He fought Martin. You know what I mean? He finally got there, but it's a shame because, you know, he really was looking forward to fighting Ortiz.
Do you know I didn't even watch his fight?
I watched it. That was I tried to stay up for it, but what I did is I made sure I had it on replay, so I watched the full highlights.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got to get my lighting in chickadee check. How do I look? Do I look too lit up or not lit up enough? Hang on. I lost the vibe when it wasn't that, when Ortiz bloody pulled out. So fucking annoying that happened. So annoyed. And although I like Michael McKinson, he ain't one of those really, like, doesn't pull out he's not one of, he's a bit boring to watch, isn't he? Like, to a degree. I knew, because he's a bit of a dry character. So I thought the Ortiz was going to bring the perfect yin and yang. Someone that's a bit,
I must say, he got
someone that's going to be...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I must say he got caught cleanly in a few times, but it was a bit of a shout out by Michael McKinson. You know, he fought a southpaw just like himself, and it was Martin. He only had a few days' notice, and he fought really well for some. He had a few days' notice. But you just got a feeling that McKinson looked really rusty, but that's self-explanatory because he didn't get the opponent that he should have got.
I think this is too. So I'm still trying to get my lighting.
You're telling me off about my lighting.
I'm still trying to get it correct. Shall I hue it? I don't know if it's too strong, too light. Yeah. Well, what did you tell me? What you thought about the fight? Because I didn't see it.
In terms of the fight with McKinson,
I will. Who was this guy that he fought in the end? Because it was going to be another Mexican geezer. Then he pulled out.
It was Martin. Yeah, it was Martin. Let's just say, in terms of McKinson, he looked very unprepared for that particular opponent. He was missing a bit, but in terms of like general ringmanship, it was one of those things where he did enough to win. I had it exactly how one of the judges had it, but one thing about McKinson is that because when he comes forward, he can get timed, and he got caught really big in the middle rounds. Got caught a couple of times in the middle rounds, but to me, it's a bit of a shutout. But I think the biggest thing McKinson now is that they're talking other fights now for McKinson at that level. So they're talking Conor Benn, they're talking Marku.
They're not going to put him in with Conor Benn, are they?
Yeah, but that's a bit. Well, we'll get to that later in the program. But talking about Avanesian, because again, there was another big bill on
fight.
Yeah, there's another big bill on Wembley Arena for Shiraz and Avanesian, and I have to admit I was saddened.
I watched that.
I was quite sad by the empty seats that I was seeing through the TV screen. Don't know if you noticed that, but moving forward to McKinson, there is talk about Avanesian, Conor Benn, and Florian Marku at that.
He ain't going to fight Conor Benn. Conor Benn and Avanesian ain't going to fight. Conor Benn and Florian Marku ain't going to fight. Florian Marku's like 10-0, 9-0. And they've already tried to do the Avanesian fight, and it's not happening.
All right, we'll forget Avanesian, but McKinson is under Eddie, and what Eddie does is that he likes to sign what I call the goose, and then he signs the baby geese. I think the baby geese is McKinson. He ain't putting
Conor Benn with him though. It's too much. That's too risky. That guy was going to fight Ortiz and get demolished anyway. That guy can outpoint Ben. McKinson's a good boxer. Tricky southpaw, good boxer. I'm not saying that Conor Benn can't beat him, but that's a bit of a gamble. I don't know, unless I don't think I don't think Eddie Hearn's gonna give Conor Benn that.
McKinson makes mistakes though. In terms of McKinson, the way he comes in.
Yeah, what happened?
In and
Tell
out,
me.
He's very. One of the things is with a fellow southpaw, because he comes in and fights forward, and because he tries to dominate the ring, when he gets some kind of square on, he was caught with some heavy punches. Now, Conor Benn's a bigger puncher than this guy Martin.
Yeah.
And if you talk about Avanesian as well, Avanesian, God, I think the guy's got rocks in his hands. So that could be a good matchup for McKinson. Yeah. It's a tricky fight. But again, Avanesian is now with Queensberry Promotions, and it's Eddie has got McKinson. It could be European title fight though, where Frank Warren could win the purse bids. So you never know in boxing.
Yeah. So just guide me of what the fight looked like with McKinson and was the second replacement a Mexican dude?
No, it was a black guy. It was Martin's. A black American guy. So basically, Martin, but he's an experienced operator who he's got a lot of skills. But again, he didn't have the full camp, and it was a case of where he, as much as he was hard to hit, and McKinson was being a bit rusty. One of the things that made the fight interesting is that McKinson was caught clean, and I mean very clean there, where McKinson was coming in square on, trying. You know how he fought Congo, where he
surprised
Chris Congo.
I saw that fight.
Chris Congo comes forward, does a bit of a flurry, and then comes in and out. But I think what he did try it a few times in the middle rounds with Martin, where he comes in with a quick little flurry and try to come out. But when he was trying to, do the combos, he would get a straight left backhand was coming through. Coming through the, as they say in boxing, coming through the pipe. And I think when you look at that, I look at areas where even like orthodox fighters can get some joy. Especially when he comes in, because I think what's happened with him is that when he does come in and try in and out, his hands are not very high; they're very low. So I think someone like an Avanesian, who's got not only has got a hard punch but very good time. And Conor Ben's his timing is getting a lot better as with each fight. I think that this is areas where McKinson will come unstuck, because you think about it, a southpaw caught him clean. But these Colin Ben and Avanesian will take him off his feet. And then, foreign Marco, you've got to mention Corin Marco, not because I think he's a good boxer, but he's talked himself into this kind of level.
Yeah. And who do you think, if Avanesian fought McKinson, who would you have?
I might have Avanesian with the way McKinson fights. Avanesian, it'll be tricky, but when Avanesian gets his range, I think Avanesian takes him out. It's sad to say, but for McKinson, because I think he's a very very good professional. But Avanesian is a fighter you just don't want to be around. Don't want to be around, especially if you're making mistakes. Your hands are low. He's taking you out. He's taking you out with both hands.
Stopping. Yeah, because he's dynamite hands.
He's not even stopping. It's a knockout. It's clean knockout. It's a knockout.
Yeah. He's a great fighter. I do like David Avanesian. Maybe it was a good thing Conor Ben didn't take that fight. Okay, our special guest. I'm introducing. Introducing. Sport icons. What's up, Sporty?
Hello there. Hello.
What's up? Sporting Kenny Sporting.
Hello, What's Sporting. Up? Nice to meet you finally.
Andrew, man. Hope you're good.
I'm all good. We're talking about one of our favourite subjects, British boxing.
That's Sporting's. That's his thing. So it's the right man for the weekly wrap-up show. Thanks for joining us as a special guest, Sporting. Massively appreciated.
Thanks for having me on.
No, you're more than welcome. Right. So we were just talking about, as you heard. Did you see the McKinson? I didn't actually watch. I missed that part of the card. I didn't actually watch the McKinson replacement part 2 fight, and I was just getting Kenny's take. And have you watched it? Have you seen it?
No. I was out at a boxing show, so I totally missed it all.
Oh, did you miss that? Did you miss that? Because who was the Blair Cobbs got elevated. Oh yeah, okay. So he got God, that was. I saw that. I saw most of that fight, not all of it, but yeah. Okay, so So who would you have if? Do you think Eddie Hearn would put McKinson in with Ben? I don't.
No.
Don't you think that's a potential banana peel?
Of course. Eddie Hearn won't put Conor Ben in with anybody who could beat him. McKinson can beat him. Avanesian can beat him. Virgil Ortiz can certainly beat him. Boots Ennis can beat him. There's a lot of fighters out there that can beat him. So I wouldn't expect Conor Ben to be in there with anybody anytime soon. And I'd love to be wrong because, I support Conor Ben. But I don't see it. And I don't agree when Eddie Hearn is talking about how Conor Ben's this huge superstar. It's like, fuck off. No, he ain't.
I know. He needs to stop forcing that down our traps. Because we ain't going for it, man.
A pay-per-view star should be built. A pay-per-view star is one that fans choose, not just because he wants Conor Ben to be a pay-per-view star. It don't work that way.
I know. And the more he forces it, the more we'll just regurgitate. We'll just puke it back up. Eddie needs to stop doing that. Right now, we've still got a superstar on the British Isles. So far, it's Anthony Joshua. Conor Benn, if you're not doing more than that, then you're not a superstar.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't know where he's coming with that. It's not looking that great for Eddie at the minute. So okay, so that was. So you didn't see that. What was the next card? What was the next fight on the docket, Kenny Kem? We'll get into what you saw at the weekend.
You know, one of the things I forgot to mention is that there was.
Did you watch Prograis?
Not really, but there's one fight I forgot to mention, and I want to apologise to the Edwards family. Sonny Edwards and Wasim fought in Dubai on a Pro Bellum card. Obviously, Sport Icon. You know, Pro Bellum's is run by it's basically a promotional company run by MTK.
It's basically MTK part 2, isn't it?
Yeah. So well, we're not the least said about it, the better. But
that's the elephant in the room. We can't talk about that.
Yeah. But Sonny Edwards.
There's 3 letters. We miss them out in the alphabet now.
Yeah, but Sonny Edwards won comfortably against Wasim, and now in his his aftermath interview, he's talking about wanting to do a sort of a merge fight because he's desperate for Martinez, because obviously Martinez fought his brother Charlie Edwards a few years ago, and he got disqualified for hitting Charlie Edwards when he was down. But obviously Sonny Edwards wants to right that wrong because he generally feels that. First, he can beat not just Martinez, but he thinks he can beat Chocolito as well. He's really fancies his chances. So that's I think that's the next capital rate for the Edwards.
At least he's ambitious, and that's what we do need.
He's very ambitious, Sonny Edwards.
Yeah, I shouldn't have laughed.
He's a very good fighter as well. He's got
that was
feet.
Inside my head that came out. I went like when you said Choc. I don't know. Maybe when Choc's getting old, so you know.
One thing about Sonny Edwards is that, despite the fact that probably he doesn't have as much power as Martinez or Chocolito, he is hard to hit.
He's a good boxer,
he's got good feet and good reflexes. Whether that's going to be enough for this, I'd like to see it.
Yeah. Who did he fight? Sonny Edwards v. Who was it?
Wasim.
Wasim, that's it. And then there was a couple point deductions, wasn't there? For Wasim, I think. He got deducted going in with the head and something else, and I don't know if it was fair because I kind of jumped into that fight a little bit as just before those things were happening. But go ahead, Sporting. Did you see that? Did you see the Sonny Edwards and Wasim fight? Is that
no.
The same card? Is that on the same card? Because there was so much boxing, I don't know which was on what card.
You're
that's a Pro Bellum card.
Yeah, because so you was out the whole time, Sporting.
Yeah.
But did you see any boxing?
Well, I've seen the Dennis Hobson one because I was there. But the Sonny Edwards one, I have seen the highlights of it.
Yeah,
he's a very good fighter. He reminds me of like a matador.
Yeah,
but maybe. I mean, him taking on Martinez before Martinez fought Chocolatito, I went, nah, no chance. Martinez is a beast.
Yeah.
But he got lit up like a Christmas tree by her Chocolatito. So I would give Sonny Edwards a pretty decent chance. But he doesn't punch that hard. That's the problem.
I wouldn't. Not against even Martinez. He's a good boxer, but Martinez has got power. And Martinez has got a chin.
He does have a very
because what you saw him get schooled by Choc. Martinez is a very good fighter. Very good, powerful. What are they? What are they? Flyweights? What are they?
Super flyweight.
Super flyweight. No, he's got power, whereas Edwards doesn't. And that geezer could just walk right through you.
But there again, can you beat what you can't touch?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, because Edwards would be elusive. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to see it though.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. That's what, because we're complaining about the fights that we don't get to see. So I'd love to see. Like, I like the fact that he wants to do all these fights, and Eddie needs to get him a attempted unification fight. So
there's a better chance of Eddie. There's a better chance of Eddie working with Pro Bellum than it is with Queensberry Promotions, because obviously both Frank and Eddie do a lot of their work, lot of work with MTK anyway through the management thing. But obviously, although it's going to be controversial, I find it quite extraordinary that MTK, not only is their manager, of a lot of boxers, but he's their promoter. I think that's some of the things that we were trying to stop in the sort of late 90s with Michael Watson, confidential with Mickey Duff, his promoter and manager. Now MTK is a management company and they've got a promotional company. I just think this is for a management company that boasts that they make sure that fighters have most of their money. For you to be a promoter as well, I find it quite extraordinary.
Ain't that the Muhammad Ali Act? Breach of that?
I would think so, yes.
Me too. Because you're advising and you're also the promotion company and the management company. You're the promotion company and the management company.
Yeah, but don't forget, officially, they're two different companies. Officially.
Yeah.
But MTK said that Daniel Kinahan's now distanced himself from MTK. So I don't know why. I don't know why that's happened because then if you're going to say it's because everybody's raining down on him, then why make another company? I just heard that he's distanced himself, and I've never seen anyone.
I think what it is that Matchroom and Queensberry Promotions have always had a very, very good relationship with MTKs, because at the end of the day, although they're the promoters, they have to work with MTK with a lot of the fighters in terms of like getting these fights out. So I suppose if I am having Pro Bellum, it's easier for both Frank and Eddie to work with that kind of sister company.
Yeah. So it just made it easier, I guess. So I will just open this company and just, Pro Bellum. Well, they transmit here on Eurosport. I haven't been on that channel for decades. So yeah, I was on Eurosport over the weekend, which was all right to watch. And
what's going to be interesting about that one? Sorry,
it's okay.
With their deal, with their Pro Bellum's deal, which I'm actually going to the Pro Bellum show on Friday in Newcastle. I've got the media. Yeah, so I've got the media credentials for that. It's a whole host of fighters: Lewis Ritson, Thomas Patrick Ward. I mean, the list goes on. Pat McCormack, the silver Olympic medalist.
Oh yeah, the one.
Loads of them. But what's interesting about the Pro Bellum? Their first few fights were on Free Sport. Now they're with Eurosport, which is now partnered with Discovery. That's the same group that's now just bought out BT Sport.
BT Sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interessante.
So they got some money.
Yeah, there's some money.
Pro Bellum could take over. They've got enough money to take over.
What? Over who, though? To take over who?
British boxing, world boxing.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? What? To take over Boxer? To take over Sky?
They could.
To take over Matchroom? To take over... I don't know.
Well, apparently they're paying more money than anybody else. Apparently.
What? Passes?
Yeah.
Are they? Because all their fights in bloody Dubai. They're all based in Dubai at the minute, aren't they?
Big money over there, though.
Big money over there. Yeah, it's just strange how that's just appeared. And then Daniel Kinahan was supposed to do an interview the other day, and then he cancelled on one geezer's podcast. He was supposed to do it. Forget the name of the podcast, and then he pulled out for legal reasons.
Well, one of my best friends is Phil Jeffries. I'm very close with Phil Jeffries, and he's a manager promoter for a long time up here in like Newcastle and in the whole Northeast. Now he's promoter of Pro Bellum.
Yeah. Oh. Offering jobs out, are they? Sporting, why don't you go and work over there as well? Do both.
What in Dubai?
No, you don't have to do, no, but you can do it from here. Work as a Pro Bellum, something. Couldn't you do that?
I'm too opinionated. I'm too opinionated for them. Obviously, I'll go in on Tyson Fury and everything. Obviously, because he's like a rival of Dillian.
Oh yeah.
So even though Tyson's officially MTK, don't be surprised if he's waving that Pro Bellum banner at some point.
Oh, 100. That's a given, because the thing about the whole situation is that if you notice that in quite a lot of the recent purse bids for I call biggest British fights. You know, I can say, and it's not an insult to Eddie, that this marriage with DAZN it's going through a bit of a rocky patch in terms of like the fights he's producing. Like we seem to be getting. It seems like Frank's got a new renaissance because he's got a big, like he's got a big brother and a big hitter alongside him in Top Rank and Bob Arum. So, and then you've got Probellum, and then you've got a situation. You remember the PBC as well? Like that. Apparently, they've won the purse bid to stage a fight between Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryan. So when you look at Eddie, I ain't seen much sort of traffic coming his way, even though DAZN have got loads of money and they can cover all the losses they've made so far. Who knows? You never know. It's the tortoise and the hare, isn't it? The tortoise.
Well, one thing when you look at Eddie Hearn's product at the minute, he's still got most of the fighters that he had on Sky, but what he doesn't have is Sky. Sky was a machine, and I think Eddie Hearn forgot and got above himself and forgot that Sky Sports has the machine.
Exactly.
Now, bearing in mind that Sky pretty much started from the bottom again and had to go around the small hall shows.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Sorry.
Yeah, and now they're breaking numbers that they had when Eddie Hearn was there, but they're doing it the right way this time because they're not just using Sky Sports main event and that they're using Sky One, Sky News. They're streaming all of it to those platforms.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. That's the machine of Sky. That's the power of Sky.
Yeah, Eddie's visibility is dwindled a bit because Sky's got such a big machine, like what Sporting said. They've got such a big machine. Yeah, I don't know if he thought about that.
I think there's mitigating lack of visibility circumstances though. I think what's happened is that when, obviously, maybe Sporting Icons, you probably agree with me on this. I think when Sky kind of got it wrong to the extent that they gave Eddie the keys and they made him exclusive. He had a very, very strong relationship with Barney Francis, the ex-head of Sky Sports. So Eddie got the keys, and basically what Eddie was doing is that he wasn't using the full platforms properly. And I think towards the end, they were cutting Eddie's budgets because he didn't deliver. If you think about the fights that Eddie delivered, I know that in the last couple of weeks, Lady Show, we've had a big Eddie Hearn fanboy. I don't know what his name is, Shazam or what he calls himself.
Suave.
Suave, yeah. He's
Suave. Suave,
yeah. Massive Eddie Hearn fan, but what he misses the point is that Eddie Hearn was not delivering the goods towards the end. He did not give us Joshua versus
Fury, but no fault of his own. No fault of his. It was fucking Fury's fault. Sporting. We debunked this when it was happening, didn't we?
But it's all when we talk about Eddie's
but the biggest problem is that other people don't want to work with Hearn, and Sky recognise that.
Yes.
If you look at Sky right now, Sky and BT are working together. Sky are helping promote Fury versus White.
Yes.
Even though it's going to be on BT Sport.
Yeah, that's true.
Sean has mentioned that what was his words? Any help that Dillian Whyte wants, we're there to help him, and that's been echoed by Smith as well. You wouldn't. It's like to a certain extent they just think, Eddie, stay out of this, mate. Don't f this up. We'll deal with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to get onto that actually. I just want to try and cover just for the viewers that watching Prograis. What do you think? Who did he fight? I watched it.
Tyron McKenna.
Beast. Yeah, that's it. Tyron McKenna. Bust him up, boy. Tyron McKenna looked really bad at the end.
I heard people saying that they felt the fight was stopped too early. I mean, come
on. I need to rewind it. Wasn't there? Didn't Tyron McKenna get dropped?
He did, yeah, round 2 though, wasn't it? Was it round 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, round 2. Yeah.
And the fight was stopped in when? 5?
Yeah. He was getting tucked in.
That was an obvious mismatch, though.
Yeah, it was because you got Regis Prograis, ex fucking 140 champ, and a good champ. And what they say, some people dispute if Josh Taylor won that one. Some people go with Taylor winning that one. Some people go with Prograis. I'm actually going to do a rewatch of that and point score so I can get that down, and I may do that in a couple of days. Actually, for that, let me just make sure.
Tyron McKenna is
go ahead.
Is British level.
Yeah,
he is.
I'd like
Nothing
to see
wrong with that, by the way, but he is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd like to see the likes of like a Lewis Ritson fight him in that. You know,
yeah.
But
I'm gonna see.
You know, you put him in there with Regis Prograis. There's only ever going to be one result. Only ever going to be one result. Regis Prograis. Prograis is a phenomenal fighter. He's the kind of guys that would quite happily dominate the 140-pound division. Now Josh Taylor's not there, but again, as LadyChann pointed out, a lot of people do feel Prograis beat Taylor.
Yeah, I was one of them.
There's an obvious mismatch.
I was one of them. I had Prograis winning that fight.
Me too.
Oh, you did?
I had it Prograis winning.
I had it by a point.
When I watched it then. I'll have to point score and see it, and I'll call it how it is, but I had Prograis winning.
Did Ahara Davis turn over a McKenna as well for the contract?
Yeah, but the thing is that Tyron McKenna should never have been in the final against Ahara Davis because he lost the fight beforehand against that French guy and they robbed him.
So why was he there then?
Because they robbed him. They robbed the French guy of the decision when he quite clearly beat McKenna.
I didn't see it. So that robbery! They robbed him. God, fucking hell. These fucking robberies.
They robbed They robbed the Frenchman's pockets, I'll tell you.
They robbed him. So this was another mismatch with McKenna and Prograis. It looked like it. It just fully looked like it. It was just, I knew from straight away. I was like, this isn't going to go down really well for McKenna. It was a one-side battering.
Yep, it was.
Yeah. So that puts it. Is that for was that for a title eliminator?
Probably.
I think it is because Regis Prograis is. So basically, I think I want to say that's for a WBC title eliminator. I think so.
Maybe.
So
because
obviously,
Prograis is it Regis Prograis and some Australian lad is ranked number 1 and number 2 within the WBO.
Catterall, haven't they?
Yeah, just bumped him down
to number 3.
Yeah,
Liberty's yet again, isn't it?
Because it's not governed, nobody can do anything about it. There's not a court in the land who could do anything about it.
I know. You need some independent adjudicators. Poor Catterall, after all of that, we thought, all right, at least it's still a Liberty, but he's going to be like number 1 with every governing, sanctioning body. And then this comes like, get down to number 3, lad. Number 2.
It was always going to happen, though. It was always going to happen because the simple reason is that, all right, in terms of morally, obviously he's, because the way he fought and the fact that we all know he won the fight. We don't think he won. We know he won the fight. But in terms of because he's a mandatory, it was always going to be a situation where he was never going to be the top contender for any of the organisations, and that he was always, because of a loss, the rules will be always to push him back in the rankings.
Well, that's the British Box Board of Control, isn't it? That was their scapegoat. Well, we've asked all the sanctioning bodies to rank Jack Catterall as a mandatory challenger, even though they already had mandatory challengers. That's the same trying to say, well, we're trying to help, but at the same time, they're saying, we kind of agree with the judging, but yet we disagree with the judging. I mean, British Box Board of Control just can't make their mind up. Are you watching Geordie Shore? I can see some Geordie Shore. Is it Geordie? What's that?
Geordie Shore. I remember that. I used to watch it. The reality.
No,
program.
I can see it on your screen. I can see something on your screen.
What?
Yeah, at the top of the screen, top left-hand side, Geordie something.
Top left-hand? What are you... Sporting's lost me there.
Yeah.
Is it... Oh, okay. No. Geordie Shore.
Yeah, I can see something.
On my screen?
Yeah.
I don't know what you've lost.
Unless it's just showing up on mine. I mean, I've never watched it a day in my life. Something called Skiddo. I don't know.
No.
Maybe it's a StreamYard thing. I don't know.
Must just be on your. Yeah, you must be just on yours. Look, it must be. I'm sorry, guys. Can we've got 25 and in the chat right now actively chatting and 13 likes. Can we won't go any further until we get 20 all the likes up.
Get the lights up.
Get the lights up. Otherwise, we'd just be like that. Get them lights up because I can watch it.
LadyChann, can I ask you both sporting icons? Because a friend of mine, I think he's thinking to get. I think he might have tickets for the Fury Whyte fight. Does anyone have any news on the undercard? He's asking.
Yeah.
No, Frank said he. Oh, do you know it's sporting? He said he was going to announce it.
Yeah, it was for sporting icons as well.
Go sporting.
So undercard so far for Fury Whyte is Jared Anderson versus Christian Hammer.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Hold on. Let me write this down. Hold on 2 seconds. Sorry about this. So you've got Gerald Anderson.
Yeah.
Get the lights up. I said.
Was it Christian Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, I forgot about it. It's Christian Hammer.
Yeah.
Anthony Yard's going to be on the card. No opponent yet.
Oh, is Yard going to be on it? Yay.
Yeah.
I wonder who's he going to be fighting then?
God knows. Tommy Fury's going to be on there as well against a big man.
John Fury.
I heard a rumor.
I know.
The Bad Savage.
Nah.
I
thought so.
That's all right. Except for John on that.
And that little tiny guy, that Isaac Lowe, he's going to be on the card.
The
little geezer.
Yeah.
Oh, who's he going to be fighting?
I don't know. I mean, he's Tyson Fury's luggage carrier. I don't really know, to be honest. It'd be good if he fought Jordan Gill. That'd be an interesting one.
Oh. We're going to get there. We're going to get to this card. I promise, we're going to get to this whole Dillian Whyte. This is what we've been battling. We're going to get there. Give me a minute. I do have to wrap up what's been happening in the week, slowly but surely. Donald Banks in the building for dropping that $5 quarter of a dub on your girl. Hello, Shan and the panel and the chat. By the way, if you come here one more time and you looking good, I'm jumping through the screen and kissing you all over your neck.
You're talking to me?
You're talking to Sporting?
What you saying?
Donald. What are you saying, Donald? Donald. Thank you, Donald. I don't know. Should I say thank you? Should I come here looking rubbish so you don't jump through the screen? Like it's some new metaverse thing. I wouldn't put it past you. All of a sudden, people can start teleporting. That's where we look like we're heading to anyway, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Metaverse. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. And you're always sweet and you're always complimentary. Thank you so much. But you don't be jumping through no screen now and kissing them all over the neck. Right? Right. Don't
just
jump
nibble
through
a little bit. Just a little nibble. It'll be fine.
Just a little nibble. Just a little peck. You could do a peck on the cheek. What's happened to a good old-fashioned peck on the cheek, eh?
I don't know.
Hey, Don? Yeah, I don't know. Chivalry is dead.
Gentlemen don't exist no more, do they?
They don't exist. It's just like, I'm just going to jump through the screen, jump your bones, gnaw at your neck, and you'll just have to accept it. That's it. Yeah.
Caveman style.
Yeah, caveman style, for real. Fuck you, no. So who else did we watch? Okay, so you didn't watch it. So Blair the Flair, woo! He got wooed. He got wooed, booed, screwed. Everything. He got annihilated.
Who's
bless
that?
him. Blair Cobbs, he's an American welterweight. Kind of like a C-, D+ kind of welterweight. 32-year-old. I didn't know about him, to be honest.
No, it's the first time. It's the first time I heard about him.
Yeah, he's come. He come out not too long talking about Errol Spence being a coward. He said some stuff that was true. Errol Spence being a coward, not wanting to fight Bud Crawford, and he doesn't respect it. XYZ. I think he's like managed by Bernard Hopkins, that type of team over there. But yeah, he was hitting the airwaves with. He was going viral by telling everybody that he could beat Bud Crawford, but Errol Spence is a coward, and for not fighting Bud Crawford, and he could, he was basically, who could I compare him to? Basically, just as he just basically said he could do everything, he'd beat up everyone, and then he ruffled a lot of feathers. Errol Spence, tweeted, this guy's a 32-year-old prospect, whatever. But what he was saying about Errol Spence was true. Errol Spence is a coward. And then, and then he got beaten. And then, all of the lads tweeted Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, it was bad. He got waved off. He got waved off. He threw some, hang on, let me show you this. He had to throw some body punches at the, I'll show you what he looks like sporting, Blair Cobbs. And have you ever heard of him before, Kenny Ken?
I've never followed.
Yeah, he's never been on our radar.
Cool.
He really ain't. Yeah, he really ain't been on our radar. He's nothing to write home about. He's not that good, to be fair. I've seen one fight of his before this, and he's just really not that good. To be honest, he really ain't. Like I said, C-, D+. If you want to give him some kind of rating. But this is Blair Cobbs. But this was, I wonder if it plays a bit of the, that's it on TalkSport. I wonder if it plays a bit on, where is he? Will it play a bit of that? He gives the ref some body shots, mate. Hang on. After the ref waves it off. I wonder if I can get a bit of, I had it on my bit. Yeah, there it is. Hang on, get this off.
Something from anywhere, so that's why I'm glad that
he got stopped.
Big right hook off Cobbs. He was nearly caught up in the ropes. The mouthpiece is out, and Rocha is all over him. That is it. What a performance. Rocha.
So who's that guy who beat him?
What was this geezer's name? Innit? Shit, guys, what was his name? 3 punches. I forget his name. Good Rocha. Yeah, Alexis Rocha. Yeah,
I heard of him.
Yeah, and that was kind of like a mismatch because Alexis Rocha is a better boxer and wasn't there for no rubbish. He just totally can't remember what round that was a stoppage. It wasn't. I don't think it was late rounds. That wasn't a late round stoppage, was it? Rocha, yeah, and it just battered Cobbs, battered him. But that's Blair Cobbs out of the way. Everybody's downing on him, saying he talked a load of trash, and if you're going to talk a load of trash, at least be able to back it up and be great at what you do. And I feel kind of bad for Drew, but he's only like 14 or I want to say 14 or 15 at 14-1 or 15-1 now. Yeah, so he was undefeated, but he was only fighting, like I said, like Uber drivers. He's in the Uber driver category himself. He's a bit better, but I mean, he was fighting Uber drivers. Yeah. And then we've got Edward Berlanga, who is the super middle Wilder, Deontay Wilder. Edward Berlanga is a fighter that scored, I think, I want to say like 12, 13, 14, maybe 12, 13, 14 guys. First round knockouts. And then his last fight, he got floored, but he won the fight. Once they stepped him up in competition, he got floored, but he won the fight, went to the distance. This time now he's come back in, didn't look too good, and went the distance. And everybody's saying like that knockout spree is done. Basically, when you put Uber drivers in front of someone, they can look like they're the best thing since sliced bread. So we call him the super middleweight Wilder. Just bringing you guys up to quick speed. Who else was on the call? Someone wants me to quickly talk about Richard Riagporhe. That's a fight that I do really want to see. And Dione.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight.
That's when is that? When is that card?
This weekend.
It's this Saturday.
Mm.
What do you think about?
Clash, isn't there? There's another.
This is going to be. This is another grudge match. So have they fought already before in the amateurs or something, or why they hated each other, or they were supposed to fight, but it's like a derby, a London derby.
That's what I was about to say. Is it like North vs South or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Riagporhe from Crystal Palace South, and Dione from, I'm not sure where he's. I think he's North London. Yeah. So, do you know? Can you bring us up to speed on that, Sporting? Because this is more like your department.
Well, the original opponent for Regis Prograis, I forget, did he pull out or a medical reason or something like that? I'm not too sure, but he pulled out. So, like a Dione, he replaced him. I don't want to say last minute, but pretty last minute, I suppose. But Dione is one of these guys, and I don't know, who knows? Maybe he's right. He believes he can wipe out everybody, and he looks at Regis Prograis and sees some vulnerabilities. But Regis Prograis, I don't know. There's something about him. I believe in Regis Prograis.
He's a massive cruiserweight. He's got to get his arm up to
that
fucking
boy can
punch. I heard he's one of the biggest punchers that a lot of people have sparred with, whether they're heavyweight or cruisers themselves.
If a Dione walks into one, he's done. I can honestly see him done.
Because he's quite small, isn't he, Dione?
Compared to Riagporhe, he will be, yeah.
Compared to Riagporhe. Great. But is he a southpaw, Dione?
Ooh, good question. I'm not sure.
Why do I think he's a southpaw? Tricky geezer. Great boxer. Will he have the power to be able, because he keeps saying that he's going to stop Riagporhe, and I was looking at him thinking, I don't know, maybe outbox, but I don't know if you're going to stop him. But go ahead. So you believe in Riagporhe, and you think this is just going to end in Dione being stopped?
Yeah, late on. But it wouldn't surprise me if it goes to points. I mean, but at the same time, nothing would surprise me. It's a cruiserweight limit. You know, cruiserweights are pretty much heavyweights.
Yeah, they are.
So one punch can change anything, of course. But Regis Prograis, of course, he's trained by Angel Fernandez, who's now training Joshua full time, and that as well. And his style has been changed a little bit since he was with Mark Tibbs. When he was with Mark Tibbs, he was always looking for the knockout. Now he's more patient with it.
Yeah. Maybe Angel has been better for him. I'm looking forward to it. Sometimes when someone drops out, it's better the replacement that we've got for this is. This is a right old grudge match, so I'm quite excited to see this. And that's going to be on Sky, because he's with Sky, isn't he, Riagporhe? He's
with Sky. Yeah, that's another clash, isn't it? Another clash between Sky and Matchroom, you know, the Zone, because you know this weekend we got was it Warrington versus
Martinez? Yeah,
Martinez. So that's where you think, right. We're gonna watch one of the fights on the TV, and the other one on the PC.
That's what I do. One on the phone, one on the telly, one on X. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. Got a super chat here, $1.99. Will the degenerate boxing fan lunch? I'll always give Cobbs credit for daring to be great. Yeah, you know, got to give credit where it's due for the lad. It was just a mad one though, wasn't it? Fucking hell. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Massively appreciated. Okie doke. So yeah, we've cleared off those cards. Now we can move on to Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury. The list so far. Oh wait, hang on. Before we get there, actually, we can end that. What's going on? So we've heard actually Lomachenko. I've heard. I need to look into it. Oh, have you known this? Lomachenko's actually turned down to come back.
Yeah,
he's absolutely turned it down.
Yeah, he'd rather stay and defend his country.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was coming back.
Be interesting to see if Usyk does the same.
That's what I was expecting. To be fair, I was expecting Loma to come Loma to come back and Usyk to stay.
No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. There's strong rumours. Remember, they're only unconfirmed rumours, but there's rumours that that they're going to Usyk is being given special dispensation to train for his rematch with Joshua, and that they are talking June for that rematch. We don't know where or when in June, but that is the talk.
I heard their families out. They've left. They've got their families out of the Ukraine.
Yeah,
but Usyk hasn't.
Yeah, remember, it's only unconfirmed rumours. Remember, this is just rumour mill and paper talk. But there's two sources. There's not just one source, but two sources say that we're talking June for Joshua Usyk rematch, or Usyk Joshua, if you want to call it that way.
Usyk Joshua, yeah, it's supposed to be in June.
It's dangerous, though, isn't it?
Why? In what aspect?
Well, I don't mean physically dangerous, but it's one of those situations where if Joshua wins, well, what credit is he going to get? Because his haters are now going to use his war as an excuse. Oh, well, Usyk, his mind was on the war and blah, blah, blah.
I've already seen it in my comments.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah.
He was traumatized, so that's not going to be, I've already seen the excuses.
There's always an excuse, like Ruiz Jr. was too fat, and that's why Joshua retained his title. He
knew he was coming in fatter. I know.
Yeah, you have to take what the opportunities are out there, and there's whatever happens is a massive opportunity for Anthony Joshua to be a 3-time heavyweight champion. I think that sounds lovely, and you don't care how you.
Sounds nice if you can achieve it. It sounds nice if you can achieve it. It's amazing, but I'm quite shocked that Loma. I ride with whatever decision they want to make, because a lot of people wouldn't even fight in the war. But I mean, I'm quite shocked that he's chose to stay. I thought he's coming back to take over the the Devin not the Devin Haney. Now he'll look like probably he may fight George Kambosos. So we've got to wait now to see if Usyk is coming back for June. I mean, is coming back to train, because he has to come back, Eddie says, in the next couple of weeks to be able to make it for the June date to get into training. So we don't know until we hear it from either Usyk or Alex Krasik.
And what kind of backlash would Usyk get
for coming
from his own country?
I've seen people go, it's a couple of people in my comments, if he comes back, that's out of order. How dare he leave his people? And I just say, mate, like, you wouldn't even have done it yourself. I said, it's easy for people to talk on the end of their phones in a free country. Oh, you shouldn't leave. Mate, if you had the amenities to be able to get your wife and your kids and yourself out, you would do it. Stop lying.
There's thousands of Ukrainians hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians going to Poland. And now the surrounding country. And let's not forget, we've got Premiership footballers who are still playing. Ukrainian Premiership footballers who are still playing. Yarmolenko came off the bench for West Ham against Tottenham, and he scored a couple of late goals for West Ham. So again, they're still professional footballers. It's obviously a very how do I say it? Churchillian thing to fight for your country and love your country, because you're underdog against Russia. But it's one of those things. It's a fighter's decision. That's
it. It's not like Lomachenko and Usyk are out there in the battlefields with their guns in hand.
They're not on the front lines
shooting at Russians.
They're posing with weapons. They're posing weapons, talking a good.
Yeah, but they're not on the front line.
Lomachenko apparently is on the border control, checking passports.
Yeah, they'll probably be doing stuff like that. Let me just speak to me. Chulo, cariño, todo bien? Gracias, muy preciada. Ring IQ, Boxing Talk, Julius in the building. 199 on your girl. LadyChann looking lovely. Look how you make me blush, Julius. You come through and you make me blush. This is what you do. Thank you so much. Are you going to be able to? We've got Donald Banks here saying he'll come through the screen, Julius. So are you going to have to step your game up? You're going to have to step it up a bit because we got man saying he'll come through the screen. Like, so, but you're keeping it chivalrous. Like, Chad looking like over there, yeah. Get Linda, everything good. Yeah. Thank you very much, Julius. Yeah. But anyway, but normal services resumed. So, Kenny.
Yes.
Attention.
I'm still here.
Kenny's looking at football. I know Kenny. Kenny always does this. He talks to us and he looks at the football. You've got to follow him on IG Sporting because he's an avid Arsenal fan and he does Arsenal stuff content as well. Even though I know you wouldn't be interested in Arsenal, neither am I because that's not our team.
One thing is, football, I want to pre-warn you. Not next Monday, the Monday afterwards, I'm going to be at Selhurst Park to watch Arsenal versus Crystal Palace.
Okay, so not next Monday, the Monday after, so you won't be at the weekly wrap-up show.
I won't be. I
might do it on a Tuesday. No,
that's brilliant because you
can't escape me.
Mind you, April the 2nd. The only thing I can think of is your friend Miss Marshall is fighting on a boxer.
Yeah,
April the 2nd.
Savannah. Yeah, yes. We got Savannah. Savannah with who's she fighting? Sporting?
Herms.
Herms, yeah.
Are you gonna be there?
Yep, I'll be there.
Mate, get me some. Can you get me press credentials? I'll come to Newcastle.
I'll just log in and apply. They'll give them to you.
I don't know how to do it. Can you show me how to do it? I'm new to this. You know, Sporting. I'm new to this. Help a bitch out.
All right.
Yeah. All right, and then we can run riot over there.
So you live in London, right? You're right in the hotbed. You're right in the centre of all the action. You can be going show after show after show.
Bruv, no one wants me there. They
don't. What if you apply?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I honestly, shoot me out like how to do it, and then you'll see me at some of them. Not everyone, but some of them. I tried my best to go on now. All right, so anyway, all right, I tried my best to be able to get to this Dillian Whyte one. I got offered David Azanesian tickets. Shouts out to you, my girl. And we was like, no, I can't be bothered. We turned it down. So you were getting tickets to go and go. I said no, and literally that's like 30 minutes from my house. I said no, I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered. A good thing anyway. He knocked him out in what? 1 round. 2 rounds, yeah. 1 or 2 rounds, or something like that. It was a 2-round stoppage.
1 round, didn't it?
1 round stoppage. Yeah. So imagine if I took my arse all the way up there, ding, 2 minutes in. All right.
The Shearer's fight only lasted 2 rounds.
Yeah, that lasted 2 rounds. But yeah, no, Sporting. Like literally, I do want to go to some of the bits and ask them the tough questions, and then they'll start to avoid me in the end. They'll be like, "Oh, there's that LadyChann. Will you avoid her? She asks us the real questions." Tyson Fury, why are you such a liar?
Are you on medication for all these lies that you take?
Are you on medication? And if you declared them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I would, the questions, it's just, I think yeah. Sometimes it's good not to be included because one foul swoop, all the king's horses and all the king's men, they just couldn't put Umpsy together again. I've come with one foul swoop. It's not good for business, for their business. I asked the real tough questions. But let me know how to what I should do. I did apply, I'm sure. I found some kind of email for the Fury Whyte one, and I knew I wasn't getting in anyway.
I didn't even apply. I know what the answer's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke to you, like, it's not really worth it. But, I tried. I was adventurous. I tried to get tickets. I was like 107th, 100,000th in the queue. And then when it got down to me, tickets were like, nosebleeds tickets were like 600 quid. Then I tried to get the hotel package, and they was like monstrous at 400-500 quid per person. Yeah, I know, Kenny. Then I tried just to get a hotel, and I'd just be there and be able to work for my lappy, and then just be in the square where the fight's happening at the arena, because I'm from that area. Like, do you know what I mean? So I thought I'll just do that, you know, head out, catch some people, talk to people. But I'm still gonna be there anyway. I'm gonna go and talk to some people. I'll just go and talk to some people. So I'm still going.
Get some of the boys round. Go up to Wembley. You see all those thieving wankers, the old ticket touts who's been robbing everybody of their money. Just go up to them and just take tickets straight out of their hands. Screw you. What are you going to do about it? We're going to go watch the boxing.
I could do that. Could go out on a robbery spree.
Yeah. You two give me an idea.
I'm going out there anyway, so just to like get some fan reaction and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys give me the best idea ever. Because at Wembley, because my wife, I told you about my wife, because she's got fibromyalgia. She can't walk too fast. She goes on a walking stick.
She's going to be on a scooter. I'll come on mine then.
She's not that bad. But we can have a disabled. Back. But basically, what's happened is that she turned down, level 5 tickets at Wembley. So we got the sort of front tier and row 8. So obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit in right. If I'm on the front row, I know some stewards who work there. I'm getting my ass down the ringside, and I'm going to start taking photos. Because remember, last time when Joshua fought,
could she have got closer? Could she have been closer using the disability?
No. It was not. She's got disability. We got disability parking, but in terms of tickets, we wouldn't have got them. But
okay, yeah.
But Usyk Joshua, because my wife's got the disabled badge, we have to get lift. We got lifts, so basically we went in the wrong area, but the right area for me, because I ended up in the dress rooms, Tottenham Hospital dress rooms, where the fighters were doing their post. In Joshua's case, post commiserations, and in Usyk's case, post celebrations. So I managed to take a few, do a video outside the dressing rooms. But that was more me taking a mickey because I'm an Arsenal fan, and I had this in the Tottenham dressing room areas. So I'll try it again.
So I will be there, by the way. But I tried to do all the official bits and that. I tried just to get a hotel, like I said, hotels. Hilton, Abyss, Holiday Inn, Novotels, everywhere booked out, like everywhere. So I'm just going to go over there for the undercard bit, talk to a few people, probably catch a few people.
Going in or coming out? You're going to do interviews for people coming in and coming out?
Probably going in. Probably going in, because if I go there like undercard time, like it'd be like 7 or something. 7, flirt for about an hour and a half max, and then go home and watch the main card. But I can get some content anyway, so I will do that. It's only up the road, so be silly not to be honest. If it was like going all the way, somewhere else just to do that, but it's up the road. I'll get some crowd reaction.
What you say?
Can box with CHANN. Get all the Tyson Fury fanboys going, can box with CHANN. Yeah.
What you sporting?
They'll hate me, but they'll still do it. Yeah, what'd you say?
It's sporting going to the fight.
Sporting, you're not coming, are you? Or are you? Did you get press?
I didn't even apply.
You didn't apply. Yeah, we said that. Yeah, I tried that as well. No reply, but I don't even know if that was the correct email address, to be honest. That's
originally I thought that like a Dillian would have like a whole bunch of tickets, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll tap one off him. But then Dean said that Dillian was only given, was it like 5 tickets or something?
I heard it was 6. Imagine that.
6, was it?
Yeah, I heard it was fucking 6. I'll shout Dean actually.
Yeah,
I will shout Dean. I haven't spoken to him briefly on message for about 2 weeks. I will be going to one of his events. They look sick as well. They're coming along nicely.
Black Box Management. Yeah, he's doing well, man.
They're doing well. So yeah, maybe I'll tap him up. But I mean, I'll maybe just say, Dean, meet me at thingy. Let me just get a quick response from you over there. So somehow, somewhere, I'll get some content anyway. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? But I should have really just went to David Avenesian. No.
Dillian Whyte's got 6 tickets.
I heard it's 6. Sporting heard 5. I've heard one more. I heard it's 6. You know, that's bad. They've been a cunt to him all types of ways. We're going to get onto there because we're going to leave that as the ending bit because we can really deep dive. We're going to get onto it now, but I just want you guys to wrap it up about Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce, putting respect on Anthony Joshua's name. Is this Anthony Joshua that we're seeing, the real Joshua of him on social media, talking to randoms? What do you think, guys, lads?
Go on, man. I think it's back top. I think the problem we've got with Anthony Joshua is that it's very hard for Anthony Joshua. It's not easy. It's very hard for the public to accept Femi from Watford because they're being so used to Anthony Joshua PLC, which is going hand in hand with Dione and Sky Sports. Like he's very much a polished people champion to the extent that he's probably the biggest crossover sportsman out there at the moment. So it's hard for it to be Femi. But what you're seeing him on Twitter is Femi. That's the real Anthony Joshua. Femi from Watford. And I say this nicely. It was a nasty piece of work, and was a street guy who didn't have a care in the world, and was a ruthless person who took no prisoners. Anthony Joshua is just some sort of like businessman, you know, kind of Clark Kent figure. That's what I consider him to be.
Interesting. Can I just say thank you for Will Lynch for dropping that $1.99 on your girl. I honestly hope Whyte walks through Fury. Yeah. Sporting, your take?
So what's the question?
This AJ, is this the real AJ? I love this version of AJ. For me, this was always him. I haven't seen it. I didn't see I didn't think this. I think this was suppressed AJ. He was like this. He was always used to be before on Twitter and all of that. Sometimes saying what he had to say. What do you think? Do you think this is a good thing? Him tweeting and how he's tweeting and him with the Joe Joyce thing? Because I know you've did some great commentary on it and I've been watching, you know, I watch all of your bits. So.
Well, I mean, firstly, Joe Joyce, it's a shame he can't speak like that in real life, isn't it? You know what I mean? I know. But I don't know. I mean, it all adds to the drama. I think Anthony Joshua's just had enough. I think Anthony Joshua's just had enough of people saying you're ducking him, you're ducking. Because Joshua, it doesn't matter what he does, there will always be critics. Doesn't matter what he does. But yeah, he's had less fights than most of the top heavyweights out there, if not all of them. And yet his resume is far superior to everybody else, if we're being honest about it. But people don't want to give him that kind of credit. So, you're ducking Wilder. Well, how the hell am I ducking Wilder? If I'm offering the man 100 million, what do you mean to do? Are you ducking Fury? Well, he turned down 200 million. Well, I mean, what more do you want me to do? So,
damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're ducking Joe Joyce. All right, fine. I'll fight Joe Joyce. He beats Joe Joyce. Yeah, but Joe Joyce is only a prospect. All right. So, I think he's just had enough, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I think he beats Joe Joyce anyway. So, and I remember he got Joe Joyce ready for Daniel Dubois.
Yeah. Joe Joyce is coming across as very ungrateful, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Joe Joyce needs to chill out. Maybe he just wants to fast forward everything because, you know, he wants that payday. He is really knocking on 40. As a prospect. That's true. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
He's actually 37 this year. But yeah.
Yeah, he's 37 this year. Well, you know, it's closer to 40 than not, is he?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Maybe, but it is a bit ungrateful. It is a bit, you know, Slow Joyce doesn't really. I don't see Slow Joyce beating Anthony Joshua. Has he got a power clobber? Once he clobs you, once he gets out of sloth mode, yeah, he can. Once he gets you, he can get you. But he don't beat Anthony Joshua, and I think AJ was just pissed off with everyone going, "Nah, man, you've got this guy, and Joe Joyce beats you." And when I hear people say that Joe Joyce beats it's a 50-50 fight, I fucking don't let me be drinking while I hear these terms. I spit out my tea.
I don't know why the likes of Carl Froch are saying how Joe Joyce can't be knocked out. It's impossible. You know, he's got a granite. What are you talking about? He's been knocked out a couple of times in the amateurs. So what makes you think he can't be knocked out in the bloody pros?
Well, I saw Carlos Takam rock him multiple times. I had Carlos Takam before the stoppage. I had Joe Joyce only winning 1 round out of those first 5.
Yeah, and Brian Jennings.
I saw him wobble multiple times.
Yeah, Brian Jennings hurt him to the body.
To the body. Yep. Brian Jennings. Yep. These big lads are always the body shots. Well, no one likes a good old body shot, but I mean, I think it really does affect them because it's something that they're maybe not.
I don't like body shots.
Yeah.
That's why I don't box.
Yeah. I don't like body shots either.
I
don't like head ones either. I don't like any shot. Unless it's a cocktail. It's the only shot I like.
Yeah, a real fighter. He was basically a middleweight, and I'm a heavyweight. He begged me to spar him because he's begging me, and I thought, well, all right, go easy on me. He said, "Oh, well, I promise." We went quite a few rounds, and I was holding my own, but then I felt something that I didn't even see, and I just thought I can't breathe, and it was a body shot right in the pipe in the ribs. I thought,
yeah,
that's what I thought. Thank God he boxes and I don't. It's one of the worst punches you can receive.
Yeah, I heard they're tragic, those shots. I heard they are. Yeah. I heard
you're trying to invent new ways to breathe through your ears, through your eyes, any kind of orifice you can think of. You're trying to find new ways to get air in.
Yeah. You give yourself a tracheometry. Your own throat. I got to need a hole there just so I can breathe air. Cut a hole there, yeah. I need oxygen because this is not faring well. Fucking hell, yeah. I know people need to put respect on it. Do you know how hard it is to become heavyweight champion of the world, let alone heavyweight unified champion of the world, let alone 2 times unified heavyweight champion of the world? Do you think it's easy to do that? Exactly. People just think he just done that because to me it just sounds bitter when Joe Joyce calls him a glass cannon.
Yeah,
you've had everything.
Yeah, but boxers do think like that, whether we like it or not. And Joshua has evoked a lot of envy from a lot of fighters, not just in England but over the Atlantic. The general consensus is that he's been given gifts because of the fact that he had at the time one of the best promoters that suited him. You know, and most importantly, he's British Olympic champion. So what the golden nugget for any Olympian is that obviously James DeGale did it first before him, but it was always a case where British Olympic champions never kind of made it to the next level, i.e. being a joint Olympic champion and a world champion. Remember, Chris Finnegan won the gold in 1968, but he never made it as a world champion. He was British level. So when you get firstly James DeGale becoming world champion, and then obviously that's not enough. We want Anthony Joshua to be the world heavyweight champion, and obviously that heavyweight division is the blue ribbon division. So Joshua's always invoked a lot of jealousy from Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, because they generally believe that they haven't had the kind of what I said.
Mate, he just came through and done what he done, and anybody that would be offered the possibilities or the opportunities that he's been offered, they would take them too.
I understand, but the fact is
I don't understand why people get on you for.
AJ got and then you've got the casuals as well. A lot of casuals, and I say this with the greatest respect. They're the sort of people, right, who basically are like I call them once a year betters. Like people who don't know anything about horse racing, but all of a sudden the betting shops, when the Grand National is on, it's full of once a year betters. Just the same with casuals in boxing. Everyone thinks Anthony Joshua was the bee's knees. The minute he lost against Ruiz, they all become experts and say, "Oh, he wasn't that much of a boxer."
Because they're glory hunters. They're goal hangers. They stay at the goal post. So, it's a goal. They're they're glory hunters. They go where the glory is.
It's Tyson Fury's the next best thing. Oh, you know what I mean? So that's how the casuals are in boxing.
Fickle. You know that, like, out of all, like, the current ring, the top 10 ringer heavyweights, Anthony Joshua's, like, fought at this current time. He's fought 4, beaten 3 so far. You know, the rest of like fought 1, maybe 2, 1, none. You know, Tyson Fury's fought 1 person in the ring top 10 rankings, and that's Deontay Wilder. But yet he's the best in our era. It just doesn't make sense. And shouts out to Will, the degenerate boxing fan, Lynch, for dropping that half a dub on you, girl. Can someone explain to me how AJ can beat 7 of the top 10 heavies, regain the crown in the rematch, be one of the highest paid athletes today, and still be called a hype job? It blows my mind.
Envy, and lack of knowledge about boxing. It's 2 things: envy and lack of knowledge about boxing. And Tyson Fury is like, as we've said this many shows, Anthony Joshua is Pele, Tyson Fury's Garincha. Simple.
It's just hate, innit? Sporting, innit? Just hate.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But what they don't understand, these people, because obviously they want their favourite fighter to be the top dog. They want Fury to be Joshua. They want Wilder to be Joshua and whatever else. But they can't carry the mantle how Joshua is. When Joshua retires, British boxing is going to go downhill. Heavyweights like Fury, heavyweights like Dillian Whyte, just heavyweights in general get paid well because Anthony Joshua is on the scene.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Before then, you see, it's like Fury. He was saying how, like a Dillian Whyte, he should be grateful he's getting like a $7.5 million to fight him. When he fought Klitschko, he only got paid, was it like a $2 million or something?
He's got 32 times more than I got for Klitschko.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
But the thing is that when Fury fought Vlad, Joshua had only just come onto the scene.
Yep. There was no money in the scene.
There was no money in the game.
Yeah, Joshua was just like, what, 2 years, 1 year, 1.5 year pro at that time. Yeah,
because the pay-per-view in the UK was pretty much died off ever since David Hay and Audley Harrison just killed it off. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, good old Audley.
I shouldn't laugh, but I have to laugh.
Well,
Why?
I bought into that fight. I ain't gonna lie.
We all
David Hay
did.
sold that fight.
Harrison against who?
No,
David Hay.
Like, oh, okay, yeah.
You know the one with his toe.
Yeah.
Oh, the Klitschko, yeah.
That was Klitschko. Bomb Squad. Hey, this is one of my Bomb Squad, respectful Bomb Squad guys. Salute to you, Eric Gomes. How are you,
Bomb
love?
Squad. He's more like Bong Squad at the minute, isn't he? Going to do some.
It's a bit of Bomb Squad. It's Bong Squad, yeah.
Bong Squad,
he's
yeah.
on a bong, mate. This geezer wants to be toting on a bong at the minute.
Exactly. He wants to be going off into the jungles of Peru to be smoking
ayahuasca.
Yeah. Do you smoke it? Do you drink it? Do you inject it? I don't know what you do with it.
Drink it.
It's so
hallucinogenic, big time.
So, like, he wants to go out there to make a career-defining decision. What? That
means you just should retire if you need that to let you know. Your days are done, Wilder. Your days are done. Exactly. If him out of the situation, and then we get Tyson Fury out of the situation. Do you know how freed up the heavyweight division would be? Like, because Dillian Whyte doesn't run from any smoke. Anthony Joshua doesn't run from any smoke. The heavyweight division would just be so much better without.
I've been saying this for time.
Fury and Wilder.
Last year, when Pro Beat Life, I said it last year that the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight is an obscenity because it blocks other boxers' careers because they're just waiting around for them to fight, and then they got no defined fights. As much as Joe Joyce has come for a bit of a spray, if anyone's career has been held up by 3 fighters, i.e. Usyk, Joshua, and Fury, and then we might as well put Dillian Whyte in the equation. It's poor old Joe Joyce. He's the number one contender for the WBO belt, but he has to wait around. How long has he been waiting around?
He'll be 40. He will be 40 when he gets it's like.
Yeah, can you blame him though? Having to wait around, and that's just one fighter. What about all the?
No one told him to turn pro so old. It's his business. Did he think everything was going to be parted like the Red Sea once he entered?
Yeah,
well, again, let's be honest though, with Joe Joyce.
Isn't he?
Well, let's be honest with like a Joe Joyce. He's the WBO mandatory challenger who never fought a fucking final eliminator, so he shouldn't even be there anyway. The fucker needs to be grateful that he's there.
That he's there.
He's only there because he's a Frank Warren fighter. Frank Warren has a WBO in his damn pocket.
Well, we know that place was reserved for his real protege, Mr. Dubois.
Oh, of course.
He bought him right into the to be able to fight Trevor Bryan right now.
It should be Joe Joyce fighting Trevor Bryan, shouldn't it?
It should be. And Sporting always does like the governing sanction rundown of like who's in the top 15 every month. So you guys need to check that out because I always check it out. And I just fucking get pissed off every time I see Louis sort of things in them. He's out. I get pissed off when I see Mark Demori in the top 15 of the WBA, in the top 10 of the WBA. Bro, I don't understand I don't understand it. It's just fucking ridiculous.
This time last year, after Bermain Stavern lost to Joe Joyce, Bermain Stavern was ranked number 2 in the WBA because they were doing Don King a favour just so Trevor Bryan can get that vacant belt.
Yeah, and then look how all the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF. I think the IBF is not too bad on Joshua, but they just like, right, you go to number 5.
Yeah.
After you've given us how much hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of so far of sanctioning fees over the last good few years, 6-7 years, and then you lose once, but you're on a rematch clause, and we can't even wait until you may lose your rematch till we throw you down 5 places. Ain't it fucking ridiculous?
And Wilder's ranked number 1 after quitting in one fight and getting knocked out in the other.
Yeah, coming off 2 losses, and you're still number 1. It's amazing. Boxing, you're a fucking amazing, mate. You're fucking amazing.
Boxing is a TV sport. It's not like it was before the 70s and 80s. You know, in America, it was always been a TV sport, but in England, you know, you got when I was growing up, you know, we used to have a big fight, and it's just the next day the highlights were on Sports Night or midweek sports special. Now, obviously, you know, with Eddie Hearn getting that fight at White Hart Lane between Bogner and Bruno, that's what got into the stratosphere as a
Eddie Hearn or Barry Hearn, you mean?
Barry Hearn, but yeah, Barry Hearn, you know, Stuka man, you know, like at 987 White Hart Lane, you know, Bogner versus Bruno, that became that led to Nigel Benn getting on ITV with Frank Warren, and then you had Barry Hearn with Chris Eubank, and that's when it became a TV sport in the late 80s and 90s, and then Sky took over. So we have to, as much as we are, it really is a TV sport. For instance, every TV station in this country, like you've got Channel 5, Hennessy, Pro Bellum, Eurosport, you know, Queensbury, BT, Boxer, Sky, and you've got DAZN with Matchroom. So again, it's a TV sport.
Wasserman Channel 5.
Exactly, Wasserman Channel 5, yeah, and obviously Hennessy Channel 5 as well.
Yeah,
So Hennessy. So it is virtually a TV sport to the extent that
Pro Bellum. Did you say Eurosport?
Eurosport, yeah. Boxing's a TV sport now, and you know what Eddie Hearn's going to find, and it's going to be nothing he can stop if the fighters in his roster ain't getting the sort of exposure through DAZN. They will leave him and go to Boxer because they want to go be fight on the Sky's
platform
because it's a massive platform.
Yeah, yeah, it is a big platform. And wonder where someone saying AJ working with Manny Robles, Robles in español Robles, see, but in English it's Robles. Look how he just make his name just sound so bland and dry. You know that, so he's like, that's not how you pronounce my name. You know, but you know, sorry, it's Robles at the minute. And why is that? Some kind of breaking news or something? It's not. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? I could see Tyson Fury and Bob tried to get this Francis Ngannou fight. You want to fight everybody else that's not in your sport, but you know, dude, just get out.
He wants to be arrested, doesn't he?
Dude, just don't know, just can't deal with that guy. I'm just trying to find this. What's this Manny Robles business? No, I can't see anything with that. Sorry. That. Hang on. Let me. Well, it's not on YouTube anyway. Let me look on. Look at us. Everyone. You know, the roving report inside. AJ Manny Robles. Ya tú sabes es Robles. Pronunciar Robles en español. Okie dokie. No, I cannot see nothing.
Nah.
No puedo verlo. Lo siento, no puedo verlo. It's not there. So, source, you're not a reliable source, Mr. S. Manny said in an interview. Manny said in an interview in Fight Out that he was working with AJ in 258. If he said he's working with 256 management, he was working with the wrong management because AJ's 258. Yeah, managing some next fighter called Anthony. Yeah, Anthony
Sims.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Tony Sims.
Tony Sims. No, the fighter, the cruiserweight.
The fighter. Anthony Sims.
Yeah, is he cruiserweight, is he? Something like that?
I don't know. No clue. Anthony Sims. So that's who Manny Robles is working with as well, is he?
Manny Robles, he was with Charles Martin, wasn't he?
Yeah, Charles Martin. He got sacked from Andy Ruiz when he was with Charles. Was he just with Charles Martin? This just fight that he with
against Ortiz, yeah.
So is he still with him? I don't think Anthony. Do you think Anthony Joshua would go to? Manny Robles has always spoke highly of Joshua, even when he had Andy Ruiz. But I don't think. Do you think Anthony? Do you think? What do you think about this Angel Fernandez? Because I don't know if that's like. I don't think that's going to be the only geezer in his camp. I think when he was asked that question, you know, AJ tried to be a bit smart. Yeah, that's who he's working with at the minute. But I think I've heard Eddie Hearn saying, in his opinion, he thinks they will introduce, you know, another geezer to camp.
Yeah, they have to. Maybe that's where the Manny Robles is coming from. Maybe he's going to be there as like a tactician.
Could be
the
then.
Experience.
Could be then. It's just, mate, just get on with it. Like at this point, I don't care who's training you now. It's just like it's just been dragged out so long. We don't need an announcement. Just get on with it. Do you think AJ's wasting not using this time? There's multiple appearances everywhere, hanging out at UFC, hanging out here and there, hanging out at YouTube boxing, hanging out here. Do you think he's not utilising his time, taking a positive out of a negative by getting as much time as he needs to with his new trainers or whatever, and practicing, you know, fighting at Southpaw and in you know, for the upcoming fight with Usyk? Do you think he's utilised his time well, Sporting?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, obviously the shows in that at the UFC, they're obviously in the evening, night time, and obviously they won't be training there anyway. I mean, I imagine he's pretty serious about this whole Usyk rematch and whatever else.
Do you think he should be out as much as he should? Or do you think it should be like how Dillian Whyte is? It's like just everything locked off, no phone business, and just, you know, we're getting on to Dillian Whyte now, by the way.
Well, I mean, Dillian, he's just locked up in camp, isn't he? Whether
yeah,
Joshua...
but Anthony Joshua could be. He
could be, yeah.
He could have did that. Do you think it's not... It's too much hanging out?
Maybe. But maybe he's that confident he knows how to beat Usyk anyway. He knows what the tactics are going to be. He knows where it all went wrong. He's seen some vulnerabilities in Usyk.
He's bulked up now, hasn't he? I see him look like he's putting a load more weight.
Yeah, I mean, when he put his foot down at times and actually threw the right hand and it landed on Usyk, Usyk didn't like it.
Cut his face up as well.
Yeah, exactly. Who else has ever done that to Usyk?
Nobody, no one, and that's a good point.
Usyk took him to school.
That's a good point that you said. Who else has did that to Usyk? Nobody. Nobody's been able to make Usyk look like that. Even though, you know, Del Boy give him a good run for his money. Del Boy didn't do that to his face. You've never seen that in Usyk's fights with
Usyk carried Chisora.
Yeah, he did that as that was just fun and games for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want to let out everything that he can do. He wanted to hold that back for a Joshua or a Fury.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Like, I didn't want to. Yeah, you know, I don't want to let all the cat out of the bag of what I could do. So, you know, because they're stoic. They got poker faces. They don't tell you stuff. It's like they're always like 5 steps ahead. It's just in their DNA to be like that. You know, so, you know, us lot, we're like, yeah. You know, you got any hands? Yeah, we got this, any hands? That way, we got this. All our cards and all our, you know, the hand that we've got. Yeah, I've got 2 jacks, 4 spades, 2 fucking queens of hearts. Like we tell our whole fucking card, don't we? But yeah, them man there over there, Eastern Europeans, stoic. I've travelled there. I've been there. Stoic. At concerts, stoic. I don't even know why they're like, hands in the air. Stoic. Like, why did you do that? Like, do you know how to enjoy? It's just stoic. It's quite a sight. But yeah, they're very stoic. Okay, moving along on to you lot's favourite topic. Because this is Kenny's favourite fighter. This is Sporting Icon's mate. And this is now my adopted heavyweight mate. Because I used to not like Dillian Whyte. When it was that Joshua White fight, I couldn't stand Dillian Whyte. Oh my God, he's hit him after the bell. Yeah, when that went, but it made such a fucking great build up. And then, you know, and then after that, I didn't care. And then you know, you just screw on me. And you know, at the end of the day, and then with this situation as well, what's right is right, man. And what's wrong is wrong. And how the WBC have treated him is wrong. Now, let's get your take. Because, Kenny, you think he should have turned up. I'm with, I don't blame him. I get why he didn't. And Sporting, do you reckon he's going to turn up? I reckon Dill's going to turn up at the second.
Yeah, he will.
What do you call it?
100%. He'll be there at the press conference fight week.
That's going to be wild. Do you blame him for not turning up?
No, not at all. At the end of the day, he's not going to do any kind of favours for Warren or anything, and I understand why. When he got stopped by Povetkin, who was the first person out there singing songs, dancing and laughing? Frank Warren was. Yeah,
do you remember? Literally, man was dancing, singing, laughing, happy. All of them was laughing after him. I remember that.
So he definitely ain't going to do him any kind of favours. But, I mean, contractually, he's going to have to do the final press conference anyway, the weigh-in and whatever else. But it would have been nice. It would be nice as a fan.
Yeah, it would have. But we get
to see the whole build-up, get excited about it. I want to do that. And I'm sure Dillian wants to do all that too. But he's being screwed over by the WBC.
Big time.
He knows he's literally the away fighter on a Frank Warren show. He's going to get treated with disrespect. So why do it? Why play their games?
Yeah.
Pay me my money. I'm going to turn up. I'm going to take Tyson Fury's head clean off his shoulders. Give me an extra 4.1 million. See you later. Which is a bit of a shame, really. Because Frank Warren had the perfect opportunity here because he's always wanted to sign Dillian Whyte beforehand. And when Dillian Whyte rejected him, that's when Frank Warren started being funny with him. Frank Warren had every opportunity here to make Dillian Whyte feel at home. Win, lose or draw, maybe Dillian Whyte would have signed with Frank Warren after this.
Yeah, maybe.
Frank Warren blew it.
Maybe. Wouldn't even give him a private jet.
No. Well.
And then said, "Oh, we offered him one." No,
on the day.
On the day. when you realise you weren't coming. Then you try to offer him one on the day.
But yeah, then people say, well, why should he get a private jet? Well, because this is a world title fight. This is what happens with Anthony Joshua opponents. Do you think Usyk came over on EasyJet? Nah.
Do you think he came on fucking EasyJet or Ryan fucking Air? Do you not think he did do that?
Exactly not. Paulev came from Bulgaria on a private jet. You know, this is what happens. When Tyson Fury is going from press conference to press conference around from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, he's on a private jet.
Yeah. And there's COVID. So you want to keep the fighters in a much sterile condition as possible. You wouldn't stick anyone on a fucking commercial airline.
Yeah.
And you talk about, you put $41 million in this bid. And do you know how much a private jet from fucking Portugal to the UK and back would have cost like an all-round trip of like no more than, for us it sounds like a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of a £41 million bid that they won, it would have cost no more than about 10, 11 grand.
I heard, I don't know if it's for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's this week, the arbitration get ruled.
I'm waiting for that. That's another thing that I'm thinking, because someone asked me, like, when's the arbitration? Why is that dragging on? And I was like, no clue.
They're lawyers have to make their extortionate fees seem like it goes on forever, but really they could do it all in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So the ruling's going to be next week. This week.
Yeah, maybe this week, maybe.
And do you know what it's looking to be?
Well, I mean, have you ever seen a WBC mandatory challenger or interim champion get 20% of a purse?
No.
Never. No.
So they can overturn that, can they? And be like, no, Dillian's getting 40%. No, Dillian's getting 30%. I hope they do that.
And because it's gone to purse bid, because Tyson Fury already has a guarantee of $29.5 million, Frank Warren will have to pay that extra percentages to Dillian Whyte on top of his $41 million.
Oh, shit. So if Tyson Fury really is getting that 29 million, because we thought that, that they was going to do that, that where this is what you'll really get. And, so we can, manipulate the bid. But if Tyson Fury, which he said is, I'm getting 29 milli, I think 25 million pounds. So say the arbitration says Dillian Whyte needs to get 40%. So that takes his thing to double than what he's getting now. So takes it to like $15 million, right? Yeah. Frank has to fork that out on top then.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
I think the WBC had to contribute a chunk of that too.
Yeah. Take that shit out of the kitty, love. Pass it over here. The little reserve that he was trying to put over there. Get it out. Get it out. Yeah.
Look, can you imagine that's a Dillian Whyte, he gets like a 35-40%, whatever. He gets like a guaranteed 15 million with a bonus of this 4.1 million on top of that. And he ain't lifting a finger for not one little bit of promotional work. Could you imagine? He's getting paid almost the same as what Tyson Fury's getting. When Tyson Fury's going to have to give out a percentage to Bob Arum, percentage to Frank Warren, MTK.
Yeah, because you did that breakdown.
Get more money than Fury.
Yeah, look at his overheads that Fury has to do. So imagine if Dillian Whyte, do you know how livid they will be? Livid. They'll be livid. If Dillian Whyte, please arbitrator, do us a favour, mate. I am going to say my prayers tonight. And Dillian Whyte, you do the minimum that you've got to do to sell this fucking fight. Because according to them and his little Fury saphead fanboys, it's because of Fury. It's his one-man show. That's the reason why he's selling out. Well, do you know what? It's not even sold out. Like, truth be known, it's done very good numbers, nearly sold out, but it ain't sold out. I've checked. It ain't sold out technically. It's because of Dillian Whyte that he's getting that. Why didn't you have it in Manchester then, where you was going to originally have it? If it was all about Tyson Fury and the 90,000 people, according to Tommy Fumbles, is only coming to see Tyson Fury.
He's a child, though. Tommy Fury's a young lad who hasn't got a boxing pedigree or boxing ability as such. Hence the fact that a lot of people have Jake Paul beating him. You know,
I had Jake Paul beating him.
If Tommy Fury had any boxing ability, if Tommy Fury had desirable boxing ability, I think there are a lot more people wouldn't even dare say anything about Jake Paul. But Tommy Fury's very mistaken. He's very ignorant of the facts. And the fact is that Dillian Whyte has had probably more experience of carrying a pay-per-view shows than Tyson Fury, and hence the fact that we were saying it even before this fight was, getting agreed, that it's just as much Dillian Whyte bringing the numbers as for Tyson Fury. In fact, we always argued that Tyson Fury has never been a big seller in this country, and he's the best dance partner for Tyson Fury outside Joshua was always going to be Dillian Whyte. There wasn't anyone else. Joe Joyce wouldn't be able to do it. That's not a criticism of Joe Joyce. It's the fact that Tyson Fury's got a choice of two genuine pay-per-view stars. Sorry, genuine, proven pay-per-view stars in Joshua speaks for himself, but Dillian Whyte as well. Let's not estimate Dillian Whyte. Every fight he's had has been on pay-per-view.
It's been pay-per-view since 2015.
He's had very, 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 very good numbers.
Always. Tyson Fury can't even sell out fucking, like we keep saying, he can't sell out a shoebox, he can't sell out a JD Sports bag. He can't sell out. He's never been able to sell out fuck all. And for people just to be, these casuals, I think they've just come into the scene only when he was real beaten Wilder. They know Fury from Wilder. That's it.
But no, but it's something else. It's something else that the biggest elephant in the room is something else. You've got to remember, they've already done it in America and they could do it here. I think people like me and you underestimate the fact that the reason why Tyson Fury is a big, big star in this country as well as the United States is for one reason. And I'm not. You know what? I don't endorse it. I understand it and I get it. He's a great white hope. And that's not a criticism.
Rocky Marciano. No, it's like Rocky Marciano.
And for this country, because simple reason.
At least Rocky Marciano was a nice guy.
No, I'm not saying that that's going to take away any admiration, respect that Joshua gets. But it's for a lot of when you talk about blue ribbon events like the 100-meter champion and the heavyweight boxing champion, you normally associate with black Americans.
Yeah. Or Jamaicans, because we can sprint.
Yeah,
as well.
Now Jamaicans, of course, yes. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, that's who you associate with. So it was always a case where you're always going to have the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope will precede it. Like facts doesn't matter. It's just because of that person obviously looks like them, so they're going to go. Like I get it. Like what I get. Like big up for what you are. That's not a problem. But like for me, I still have to go down with facts. Like, but no, that's just me though. Like, not everyone's like that. I don't care what color, race, creed you're like. I know the facts about you. I know the good bits and I know the bad bits. I know the pros and the cons. And I'm going to say them I'm going to say them. I can't just pretend
they're not. The thing is,
they don't exist because someone fighting in Jamaica.
Sorry to interrupt, later. They're not saying it, but subconsciously you can feel it, and I do fully understand it. And it's not a criticism. And seriously, this generally isn't a criticism, but that's how it comes across. It seems blatant. It's silent, but that's not a criticism.
It's just dumb though. Like just because, but it's dumb. But you're right. I said it. It is the Great White Hope. But at least when the last time when it was the Great White Hope and it was Rocky Marciano, like there was merit to the geezer. The geezer was a great geezer. The geezer was a stand-up geezer. He didn't lie. He didn't endorse racism. He go and watch the Rocky Marciano story. Died tragically. He was just a great fucking guy. Like, so support that type of character whatsoever. Tyson Fury shouldn't be put in the same breath and the same sentence as that, like Rocky Marciano, because he's not a man of character. He's a fucking coward. He's a liar. He's dirty sportsman.
Working
He's all
class,
of the negative side of the sport.
But you know the thing I'm talking about, the Garincha thing.
Yeah.
The Garincha thing, and you got Pele. Eddie Joshua's very much the establishment in boxing, and he transcends to dare I say it, to this, to like he crosses over to not just other sports but the mainstream. Tyson Fury is very much, he calls himself the people's champion, and working class people in this country generally think they gravitate to him. He is the people's champion. So
even though he lives in a £15 million mansion.
Well, yeah, most people who working class heroes are not working class, but they give the illusion of being childhood.
Yeah. I get it, but I don't give a fuck. I just don't like him because he's a fucking liar, right? $4.99 super chat by Will again. Thank you, Will. You again in the building. Massively appreciated. Thank you, sir, for finally saying it. Compare AJ's record to Fury's and tell me who the real hype job is. I think he was saying thank you to you, Kenny Ken. Okay, sporting. As a white guy, because last time I checked you was white, right? You're white, yeah? Yeah. Unless, could you imagine this just sporting? I know what he looks like anyway, but could you just imagine? And he's very handsome as well. Sporting icons is very handsome as well, by the way. I see what he looked like. And anything that you in your mind that you think he looks like, smash it off. He don't look like nothing that you think in his mind. Nothing in your mind. Nothing. I was like that.
Manicure finger.
No.
A nice hair.
I went snooping, mate.
I look in there.
Yeah, yes, everything of that. I went snooping. Yeah, he does. I went snooping. And I found out what he looked like. And I was like that. Oh my God. Sporting is a handsome fella. Yeah.
No. I look like
Ramsey
Nesbitt in my string vest.
Don't be blushing. You're handsome. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. I wouldn't have just said nothing. But he is. So I now throw myself off with your handsomeness. Okay, yeah. I said you're a white guy. So you tell me but I know you just support who you support. But is there a part of you that as a white guy supports someone that looks like you because of the fact that they also look like you? Is it invigorating to see like a white heavyweight that does so well? Because at one point you did like Tyson Fury, but you wasn't deluded that when the shit started to change, you called it. But was it something that you supported him because he looked like you and it was refreshing to see someone like you that was dominating the heavyweight or the boxing scene that was a part of it?
Not really, because obviously for the longest time you had Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko dominating the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
So it was just become part of the norm, really.
Yeah.
But for me, it was about the fact that he was British. This British guy dethroned this long-reigning champion.
Which was great, we all acknowledged.
But going back to your point, though, yeah, there is a lot of that because David Price had massive hype. He had huge hype. He was meant to be the new White Hope. That's what he was.
Yeah, he was rubbish.
Unfortunately, he had a chin like Pringles. You just pop it, you just can't stop it. And it was just, unfortunately for him, he couldn't hold up.
No, he couldn't. He was rubbish.
But yeah, and I think a lot of people, they are on board, and I see it in my own comment section sometimes. And especially when you see people saying, well, I don't like Anthony Joshua because of this whole Black Lives Matter thing. I think that says more about them than it does about Joshua.
I'm just so bored of explaining that, and it's just they just took it and twisted it into just something else. You're not allowed to support black businesses because if you do, that means you pro-black, you're anti-white. You can't just be like Tyson Fury's pro the gypsies. Doesn't mean he's doesn't like people that are non-gypsies, but he wants his people, if they, buy gypsy this or buy gypsy that, there's nothing wrong with him promoting his but I don't know why it's changed. in the. Guys? Do I look blurry? Because I'm looking in this monitor and I look mad blurry. Do I look blurry, guys? Let me know.
No, you're fine.
I look fine. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It must be just that. Yeah. So I was just wanting to know what it all is, and I find that Tyson Fury's fan base are very racist. I've been told by them, go follow your black king, you black whore, under Tyson Fury's comments, like in his Instagram, which is quite shocking.
Mm-hmm.
It never gets cleaned up. He never comes in and interjects. I don't know if he even looks at these comments, but yeah, I find that there's a lot of racial abuse on that. And I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. And then if you don't like Tyson Fury, you're racist.
I got called that. Yeah. I hate white people.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. You hate white people and you're white.
Because I support Anthony Josh and Dillian Whyte over Tyson Fury. It's got nothing to do with the fact that Tyson Fury comes across as a complete arsehole sometimes and a lying motherfucker.
Yeah. And you call it. You're not allowed to call it. Yeah. No. This is what I'm saying. I think that type of, it's quite divisive. That rhetoric is very dangerous, and I just don't. It just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. It really pisses me off.
Well, it is important to note that the people who are with Tyson Fury, just because he's white and who are racist, they probably are a minority. I think Tyson Fury had a lot of good fans.
Yeah.
A lot of realist fans.
Yeah.
But it's the minority will always support it for the majority. That's the unfortunate thing. And unfortunately for them, much like they did with Wilder, just make people not want to like Wilder, make people not want to like Fury because of these Muppets.
Yeah. They spoil it for the rest. Yeah. They can do. And that's what I've seen.
Talking like Tyson Fury is invincible. He's got a granite chin. Well, if you've got a granite chin, then a granite chin means you don't hit the floor. Vitaly Klitschko had a granite chin. Tyson Fury does not.
Thank you. Steve Cunningham.
What was the one?
Yep. And
Wilder 3 times.
Wilder four times.
4 times, sorry, yeah.
Wilder 4 times. Was that fight hard with the what's that geezer's name? The British, was it for the British title?
It was a controversial. Was it McDermott?
McDermott. That was a tough fight, the first one.
He lost that first fight. Even though Dad said he lost it.
I went back and watched it and I went, yeah, that was fucking hell for you there, mate. Yeah. Second one, obviously, fucked him up and got the stoppage, right?
But you have to change the gloves and give John McDermott crap gloves while he had good ones.
Why? What happened? Why was that?
Didn't you hear about that?
No. What happened?
Well, again, I mean, that's according to John McDermott, if I remember rightly. They were messing about with his gloves, so they gave him like his real softy shit gloves, John McDermott, while Tyson Fury had puncher's gloves.
I'm just going to toilet. Oh.
Tyson Fury had puncher's gloves.
Yeah. And there was all kinds of things in that as well. That I forgot what it was, but there's something about the referee in that as well. That basically everything was stacked against John McDermott.
Really? Why though? Was Tyson Fury because he was coming through as the guy in a minute? Why was
maybe?
It stacked?
I mean, I don't know whether or not that Tyson Fury had anything to do with it. Probably not. Yeah. I don't know whether it was Mick Hennessy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but again, I'm only going by what John McDermott said, so I don't know if it's bullshit or if it's not.
Yeah. Wow, is he retired now? I would assume that he is.
Yeah, he's well retired.
How old would he be about McDermott?
What now?
Yeah.
I don't know, mid-40s, I imagine now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's up in the ranks a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was looking at that fight. Yeah, that was a tough one. Oh, fucking hell. And so we're going to get a press conference a week before the 23rd then of April. Yeah. It'll be a week, and then we'll get the weigh in. How do you feel? You know, when sometimes I feel it's not hard to what's the word? How do you feel about making a prediction? Because my prediction is, but the thing is, when you have to look at the two lads on paper, obviously Tyson Fury's the favourite, but I don't think he's the favourite by a wide stretch of margin of what people try to make him that he is. For me, it's like a 51 Was it 51, 49?
49.
Yeah, that's where I see it. I'm rooting for Dillian Whyte big time.
That's what I'm about to say. That seems to be the thing. Of all the polls I've seen, all the comments, most people feel Tyson Fury is going to win, but they want Dillian to win.
Yeah.
That seems to be pretty much across the board.
Yes.
Right, yeah, I voted on that. Yeah. What do you think?
It's weird because when Dillian Whyte fought Joshua, I was worried for Dillian. I was worried for Dillian when he fought Parker.
Yeah.
And that worry nearly came to reality at the end of that fight. And I was very worried for him in the first Alexander Povetkin fight.
Yeah,
then he was beating up Povetkin, no problem. I relaxed, then he got caught. In this one, I have no nerves for Dillian Whyte whatsoever. None.
I know, neither do I. Funny that you said that. Neither do I. I don't have any nerves going into this fight.
I always get the thing is, right, I'm one of these unique boxing people who's got a lot of love for Dillian Whyte's my favourite.
Yeah, I know.
But I've still got a lot of love for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
You like Tyson Fury as well, don't you? As well.
But and the thing and one of the things I do worry about Dillian Whyte, and I think Teddy Atlas has mentioned it, is something that when he said it, it gave me a bit of ping.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where Dillian Whyte's coming from. There's a lot of risk and reward with Dillian, to the extent that there's things I don't like about Dillian. Sometimes his feet, because when he gets his feet balance and he gets square on, one of the things that Dillian Whyte is Teddy Atlas mentions is Teddy Atlas talked about him getting hit clean. My biggest worry is the uppercut. Because even though Tyson Fury doesn't throw much uppercut,
Tyson Fury throws some, he does, but not as much. But you'd have to implement it if that's what you
think about it. Is that one of the things that worry about Dillian Whyte is that because he sometimes gets caught with clean shots. It's the well-timed shot that got him. The well-timed shot from Joshua, the uppercut, finished him at in the O2 in 2015, and it was a Povetkin well-timed shot because he's very much a risk and reward fighter.
He don't care.
And he's going to have to be risk and reward when he fights Tyson Fury, because his best way is that Tyson Fury, everyone talks about Tyson Fury and he's hard nut, big inside fighter. Well, Wilder, to all intents and purposes, wasn't a heavyweight. He's more like a cruiserweight, and he was like a basketball player who could hit hard. Mm-hmm. Dillian Whyte is a genuine heavyweight, a lot shorter than 3 inches shorter than Wilder, 6'4", still tall, but if you think you're going to rough up Dillian Whyte and do this Sugar Hill, new thing, forget it. It's not going to happen. No, because what will happen is that if Tyson Fury fights like he did against Wilder, both of them are going to be on the floor a few times, and it's going to be a case of who's going to come up, and that is where Dillian Whyte's best chance to win the fight. But it's also his best chance of getting knocked out because of the fact that he's a risk and reward fighter. Tyson Fury has the ability not to be a risk and reward fighter. He could go and fight like he did in the first fight of Wilder fight Klitschko, where he can fight, at range and still throw punch right hands at range and then come in and out with his feet if he wanted to. And he's claiming that he's going to come in and he's going to do what
he's lying. Because Sugar Hill already said that's going to
fight. Because what will happen, he'll be put on the floor and he will be caught clean. And there's a chance that Dillian Whyte would catch him with the left hook.
Mm-hmm.
But Fury, he can't do what he used to do before.
I was just about to say that. I don't know if that old Fury...
His knees are shot. His elbows are shot. He can't move around.
Yeah, and his elbow. He had elbow surgery.
What you said about the fact that, most of us fight fans, before the second Wilder fight, we've always associated Tyson with being this kind of fighter who can switch hit, fight at range, and throw accurate, clean punches and come out. But you're now, from what you're saying, is that obviously I haven't really noticed that he has to be risk and reward because he hasn't got, although he's got the fitness, he hasn't got the athleticism, and he ain't able to bend his knees, as he said he's had a bad injury, in order to
they look bad.
Down and fight what I call fighting the balls of your feet.
Yeah. I think that Fury, obviously, he's always going to have that boxing skill. Because when I say that, his knees are gone now, his elbows and what, it's not that they're gone and he's a shot fighter. I'm not saying he's a shot fighter. I'm saying that I don't think he can do it as well as what he did with Klitschko. He tried to do it in the first Wilder fight, got caught. He tried to do it with Otto Wallin, got bashed up at times. He was even on Bambi legs in round number 12.
Yeah.
So at that point, he realised he can't do this anymore. If I'm going to continue, then I need to be able to be a front foot fighter.
Yeah. The Kronk style, because that elusivity has gone.
But that Kronk style, let's not forget that Dillian Whyte has Harold the Shadow Knight
as well, which is
who's the original Kronk with Manny Stewart.
Manuel Stewart, yeah. Yeah, so he's going to know they're going to be training on countering that style and what to do. This is so intriguing. Yeah, but that's what
Dillian's got a sparring partner in at the minute. He's 6'9".
6'9". I saw your report. He's massive.
Yeah,
he's a unit.
Yeah, he is. He's a 6'9". He's a southpaw in German. Because I imagine Tyson, if he's going to try and do that boxing game against Dillian, which would probably be his safest bet to beat Dillian, he's going to try and do something to Dillian that Dillian isn't used to. Dillian isn't it. Yeah, he's never fought a southpaw before.
Chisora 2, innit? Sporting Chisora 2. That fight in 2014, the second fight, Tyson Fury fought most of that fight
southpaw
as a switch hitter, southpaw. He said that he had a cold and he was really ill with flu, so he had to fight a southpaw. So again, in that respect, that I was always in favour of and quite disappointed that Dillian Whyte didn't fight Wallin because of a further fight down the road with Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
because
same.
Wallin is a southpaw, and as a Dillian Whyte fan, I wanted to fight more south. I wanted to fight southpaw to get ready for.
We'll fight this switch hitter. It's not a duck if you Otto Wallin's not even in the top 10. He's in the top 15, just about of heavyweights. You're going to arguably who's number 1 heavyweight champion of the world, So it's not a duck, is it? Like, fuck Wallin, stop moaning. You look shit in your last fight anyway. Dillian would have knocked you straight. Dillian would have knocked you from southpaw to orthodox.
Dillian Whyte is a big payday for a lot of heavyweight fighters. Obviously not in the stratosphere of Anthony Joshua, but he is a payday because he's a proven pay-per-view fighter.
Who?
Dillian.
Oh, I thought you were saying Wallin.
So of course Wallin's going to get the ump about not getting his payday.
Yeah, of course, get the ump. Yeah, cool. Maybe what Dillian should have did was shoot him over the 15 grand that he said he paid for his camp. Maybe Dillian should have just squared him off for that. Here's 15 bags. Maybe that should have, and then he would have had nothing more to whinge about. I get it. Have a whinge. I get it. But proof was provided. Mauricio Suleiman's already provided came out and said he's seen the proof of Dillian Whyte's shoulder injury. So everyone can drop he ducked. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Would have been nice to see that fight. Yes, it would have. But it's going to be better to see this fight and see Dillian fight it because he was told if he fights this fight and damages his shoulder again, he may not be able to fight ever again. So it's better just to fall back, get your shoulder all sorted out, and then, be able to, you've waited for this fucking WBC as an interim title holder for like 1,200 days. You may as well just do the right thing. And then, if he wants to, he can continue to fight after this fight. But, I'm not going to blow my career for Otto Wallin.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry. Do you know what I mean?
I think that when it comes with Dillian, win, lose or draw, I'm going to be happy that he's at least got his world title shot for the WBC. That's what I've been pushing for the longest time. Just get that world title shot.
Exactly.
The bonus would be him winning it. Of course it would be.
Yeah, but I hope he does.
At the same time, the fact is, I've had it. I'm sure, like you guys have seen it many times as well. Constant, almost daily, of people saying, Dillian, he'll never get a world title shot. He ain't good enough to get a world title shot. Well,
they're scared.
He's got one. Win, lose or draw.
It's ignorance, though, isn't it? It's ignorance because of the fact that there's certain fighters, right, who who a lot of people in boxing generally believe that they're the only people who should be fighting for world titles. For instance, there's a lot of garbage about, well, Dillian Whyte could have fought Joshua, in 2018, but he refused it and blah blah.
Yeah, okay, he did turn that down. That's a fact.
And he turned that, but that's by the.
But that was then for something else, and that was he's done title eliminators from beating Oscar Rivas. He's earned where he should be now.
But that's by the by. The fact is that he's in that position. I would have loved them Dillian to start up for press conference, but however, the fact that he's taking it seriously, he's keeping quiet. It's business, mate. This is a great opportunity, the fact that he's kept quiet. For me, it says he's not going to be. He's not just going to be there just to make up the numbers. He's coming here to rip that title.
Yeah, and when he wins it, if he wins that belt, he should just throw it away anyway. Should Riagporhe it.
Oh no!
I've won it, thanks, Riagporhe it. Yeah, get 1 fucking cent out of me for no sanction fee. I'd Riagporhe that.
No, I've got something better. You're not going to like what I'm going to say.
What?
I want him to win that title, and then people like Anthony Joshua call him.
What do you mean, call him?
Well, in terms of Anthony Joshua comes...
Call him to fight. To fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they could do the... Oh, yeah, fuck, I forgot, because then he could do the undisputed fight.
Yeah.
If Anthony Joshua wins back his belts, only. Or if not, he'll have to fight Alexander Usyk.
Everyone on this panel knows, right? Everyone on this panel knows full well, with Eddie Hearn as mananager, even if Anthony Joshua loses a rematch with Usyk, there's still, if Dillian Whyte's the WBC champion, there's definitely going to be a way where they're going to get, where Joshua is going to get a shot at that fight. Eddie Hearn will make sure that happens.
Could it? I've seen weirder things happen in boxing.
No, I don't think that's weird. I think that makes business sense because at the end of the day, they're prize fighters.
Wouldn't be fair because Anthony Joshua is not really WBC ranked. He's
doesn't
not
matter. Eddie Hearn, I think what's happening, the British public and the fact the numbers will dictate the fact that Anthony Joshua would fight Dillian Whyte for that WBC belt.
Don't need the belt for it. It'd be a fucking stabbing, a dagger in their heart. It'd just be like, relegate the belt. And me and Joshua are still going to fight massive paydays. Fuck you, WBC. You're not getting any money out of this because we're not using your belt. Furthermore, I'm going to do a non-title defense because I'm going to bring that back from 2001 was the last. I think Floyd Mayweather did that. 2001, he did couple non-title defenses. Let's bring that back into the fold. That's what we're doing. Yeah, there's ways to just fucking, spin this around. But yeah, you could do, like I said, that way what you said could happen. There could be variables. I'm just interested. I just think that the WBC should be fucked off at all that as soon as they can be.
It's still one of the most prestigious belts in boxing. You can't give it to Frank Boff. It's too prestigious a belt.
Oh, well, Riagporhe did it. It's not the end all and be all.
Regis Prograis is a pork chop, though. He's a pork chop.
Yeah, but it's just a belt. It's just a belt. It's just a sanction body that's fucked me around. And I've paid them hundreds of thousands of sanction fees and they fucked me about. And the only reason why I've had this title shot is because I've had to take it to arbitration and spend more money. Fuck you lot. Fuck your belt. It's not as prestigious as when as when Muhammad Ali had it. You let fucking Deontay Bum Wilder have it for 5 years doing bum title defenses. It's lost all its credibility, in my opinion. Anyway, who cares? Anyway, Will the Degenerate $4.99 before we wrap. Just out of curiosity, would Dillian Whyte be the first Jamaican heavyweight champion in boxing history if he wins? No, we had a Jamaican heavyweight champion. Dillian Whyte is British, like. Yeah, so.
Trevor Burbick. Was he Jamaican? Trevor
Burbick. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. Someone's already said it. Yeah, Trevor Burbick. No, Dillian Whyte is Jamaican, but Dillian Whyte's British, so no, he'd be a British champion. Yeah, and Ambu, I like to just come with the facts. You just have to run it down. That's why I'm not at the press conferences, Ambu. Don't you get it? Like, access denied. Yeah, and to wrap this up, I want to get you lot's opinion on... Hang on. I want to get your opinion on, is it a liberty that this is happening on St. George's Day? Sporting?
I never even thought about it.
I didn't even know when St. George's Day was. I always celebrate Paddy's Day. I always celebrate Paddy's Day, like, you know, whatever. It's always quite known to me. I never really know St. George's Day until it absolutely happened.
There's some people.
Was that on purpose then?
There's some people in this country are very frustrated that we don't celebrate St. George's Day. But don't you think it's ironic that 2 Irish fighters are fighting for the WBC heavyweight title?
What Irish? Only Fury.
Dillian Whyte's Irish. Dillian Whyte's Irish. Sporting would tell you that. He's got Irish background.
Yeah, from his father.
From his father.
Oh.
And Tyson Fury's Irish as well. So two Irish fighters fighting on St. George's Day. You've got to love it. Dillian Whyte's just gonna have just as much an Irish backing as Tyson Fury. And Anthony Joshua's Irish as well. Irish and Nigerian.
Who's Irish Nigerian?
So his dad's
Joshua's Irish Nigerian. I didn't know that until his dad was
Irish.
Half Irish. Yeah. That's fucking wild.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's for the Union belt as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that belt. The belt looks good though, right?
Does
that give you a sanctioning fee with that belt or not?
Nah.
Does it come with... No, it doesn't.
Well, they have to pay for it.
He'll have to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why he got the diamond belt, because WPC wanted him to pay for it. He's like, how much? Well, trust me, it's a lot of money. You could buy a house.
Because he's the diamond, and that's what Tyson Fury said. Go and get the diamond belt, and then I'll fight for it. Then that didn't happen. But I've noticed I've never seen the diamond. So really, they're like this for you to grab this belt and for us to give it to you. It's like 250 grand, like that type of vibe.
Well, I mean, the first Povetkin fight had the diamond belt on the line.
Yeah, I thought that was And then when he looked, he was like, "This one ain't got the." Dillian Whyte, this one ain't got the diamonds on it. Can't get me the real one, man. Nah, man, Eddie, like, get me like. I remember I was like, right, yeah. Don't try and swindle him, mate. He's just put his life on the line. And it's like, where's the real diamond shit? Right, I didn't know it was all fucking worked out like that. Well, on St. George's Day, this fight shall be. I don't know. Like Tyson Fury, I know he didn't ever celebrate St. George's Day maybe before. I'm sure he never celebrated St. George's Day. And now he's like, yeah, it's going to be on St. George's Day. But I don't know. I was just saying, do you think that was purposely put there because on that day? Because nobody really, when the date was announced, I never saw everyone like online go, oh, it's on St. George's Day. Did you know it was initially? Did you not know?
Date. You know, I think what's happened is that, you know, if you want to have a sort of stadium fight, you have to do it within the autumn months where it's still hot, and April where we just come into summer. So April to about September is when you can actually genuinely do a stadium fight in this country because of the weather. Yeah,
but I'm saying, did you know it was when the fight date was announced? Did you know?
The reason why they had it on the 23rd is for one reason and one reason only. They couldn't do it the 16th because the FA Cup semi-final days, and then on the 30th. Remember, they got Katie Taylor versus Serrano, so they just put that date there. That's the only free date they wanted to have the whole show to themselves.
I was just wondering because Tyson Fury said if they don't get him a fight on March 16th, he's firing his entire team.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I'm just wondering if he's fired Frank Warren, Bob Arum, and everybody yet.
And this is the end of his contract, this fight as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
As I said with Tyson Fury, you know, wherever there's bullshit, Tyson Fury's not too far behind, is he?
I know, but he said he's doing Gypsy King promotions, so I don't think he's going to sign a new deal. I think he's just going to do the Gypsy King promotions, which he said Javon Sugar Hill is going to be a part of anyway. So stand by. Remember, I said it to you. I guarantee I don't think he's going to sign back with any of... I've got more money than I could spend if I spent it every day in a lifetime. I don't want to be a celebrity, but you're doing WWE. I don't want any attention. Yeah, come out singing.
But didn't Tyson and John saying how they've turned down multiple opportunities for to be sponsored by gambling? They don't want anything to do with it because of the mental health. John Fury last week announced that he's now an ambassador for a freaking betting company.
And Tyson Fury was already advertising gambling back in like 2015, 2016, and they pulled up a clip of him talking. of endorsing gambling. So
can't make up, can you? With Tyson
no,
Fury,
you can't fuck it like this. Like him and his dad, the dad, man. I only like Peter all day.
Yeah.
Peter Fury all day, all damn day. Peter Fury, but Tommy fumbles, John Bully Fury, Tyson Fury. Not my cup of tea, man. Until they change their whole shit, mate. Like, yeah, I'm not down with them. But guys, we have come to the end of the show. We've made it to the end. You made it.
who's talking about me or sporting?
Both. Both. Because I go to bed at normal times now, Kenny. So, like, I don't do, like, the 5-hour live and all that. I did a live.
You're not doing those marathons with people from the United States anymore?
No, sometimes I'll accommodate my American familia, but the other day I did a live in the daytime at 3 p.m. and it felt good just to do that as well, to accommodate my UK familia, you know, the dossers that don't go to work, you know.
I'll tell you one thing, we got some material for next Monday, some really good material. You know, we could have a classic.
Who have we got again? So we've got, give us the rundown. So sporting this Saturday, we've got on the Newcastle card
Lewis Ritson.
Ritson. Who's the main event? Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah,
is that the one with? Is he the main event?
Yeah, he's the main event. You got Thomas Patrick Ward on there. You got Joe Laws. You got.
Where's it showing? Where's it showing?
Eurosport for Probellum.
Oh, that's Euro. That's all Probellum, innit? So Eurosport. Then we've got, who else have we got, Kenny? What's the other card that runs
boxer as well? We got
Richard
Riagporhe. We got Riagporhe. We got we got Nat Aziz, who signed with Boxer as well. So you know that's a fighter who's gonna be fighting in that bill. Also, and I think
the Leeds bill in there as well.
Yeah, right. And then the Leeds bill, we got obviously we've got Warrington Lara, and also we got
Warrington Lara.
I don't want to really talk about her too much, but I suppose we've got to talk about Ebony Bridges.
Oh, is she on the card as well? Is she on the card? Yeah,
she's on the Leeds bill.
She's getting the title fight, isn't she? She's doing a title. It's a title fight for her. Bridges title fight.
I don't know. That'd be about it.
You'll watch weigh in and I don't know who
I could prefer. Who's more annoying out of her and Shannon Courtney? I don't know.
Shannon.
I could do a whole show on the hatred for Shannon Courtney. But I wouldn't give her the time of day to give her that. That'd be the only highlight she'd ever have in her life. She's whack. Can't stand her.
That Sandy Ryan's very similar to Shannon Courtney. All mouth, no bluster.
All mouth, and then you get beat up on your foot. But that was a mismatch. I don't know who's the matchmaker over at Matchroom, but they're taking
some Italian guy now.
Yeah, he's doing everything wrong. Because she should have never been matched up with that woman. That woman's fringe. She's fought elites and lost to the 3 elites, like Jessica McCaskill. Like she's like, it's not a joke. I don't know why you'd put a 3-0 or 4-0 fighter.
Habit of throwing of making their fighters look better than what they are, and then you know, and what a lot of their fighters a short sharp shock. Shannon Courtney's had a couple of short sharp shocks with Rachel Ball and she had a short
Rachel Ball. She's never like recovered from the COVID. Really took her out. She's supposed to come on my show.
Really messed her up, you know that.
Big time. She's got long COVID symptoms. I know. She says she's always tired. That's
got married.
COVID must have done her heart.
Yeah, she got married as well. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So she's on the honeymoon period, so I can't get out of bed.
She's on her honeymoon, but she's asleep the whole way through it. Sporting asleep, only in bed. You know.
Listen, I'm married. I get it.
Yeah. I know. I know it's not all it cracks up to be, but hey, once you get that piece of paper, for some reason it seems to change everything. It's like, we're legally binding, we're contracted now. Make it harder. I'll be more of a bitch because it's hard. It's hard. It's more hard for you to leave me. I think that's all what it is. And I'll take everything that you got if you leave. Like, I don't know. But nothing from nothing. You can take nothing. Because if I've got nothing, then
Exactly.
then you get nothing.
You got half and nothing, no problem, take it.
Yeah, you can get my YouTube channel, get my subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about it. Super chats.
It's Rocky Five. Like lines out of Rocky Five when like the promoter when Rocky's going to give the promoter a slap and the promoter going to touch me on wazoo. And Rocky's just walk up nothing anyway.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing anyway. That's in America. They sue you for anything. So those are the cards that we've got to look forward to. So we've got Eurosport and we've got Sky.
And DAZN.
And who's on DAZN? Oh yeah, the Ebony Bridges with that.
Well, no, it's Warrington versus Martinez.
Oh yeah, Warrington. Yeah. So
Ebony Bridges is he's undercard, not undercard, undercard.
Yeah. So we got quite it's quite stacked then on Saturday. And then Sunday we've got Mother's Day. Yay. Yeah. No, get the flowers out. Same old shit. But Sporting Icons, Kenny Ken, I thank you so much for coming and being in the building.
Nice to meet you, Sporting. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, and you guys, thanks very much for having me on.
I'll allow you guys to jump off and get your asses to bed, and I shall close the show.
Thank you very much. See you, Sporting.
See you later, Ken. Thank you, Ken. Thanks, Sports. Night. Mwah. Anyway, guys, thank you for being in the building. Like to thank Sporting Icons yet again, and Kenny Ken was in the building. Thank you to Will for all those super chats. Gurunga, Pimp Sniper, Dr. Evans, Miss Ringside, Ambu, King KO, Mr. S, Lisa Bales, Eddie Rodriguez, Roderick Freelot, Mickey Dub, Jano, everybody was there. Shelton Mizor, King Moore was in the building. Hap was in the building. So there was loads of you. But I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. And you know how we do. Anyway, I'm gone. Oh, yeah. Thank you for Ring IQ was in the building as well. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey, girl, it's LadyChann rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gone. LadyChann has left the building. Gone. LadyChann. Fight.